Talksport.
Why am I such a misfit? The Tony Boyd radio experiment. It does exactly what it says in the paper.
I smell bacon.
Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. When you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. It sucks pretty bad right now. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, and then you're gonna die.
And big good evening, and thanks to Steve. What a great show. What a great show. I was saying to him just outside the studio, you know, he's getting up on his toes. Watch him. Watch him, because, you know, you might only come up to his chin. Just watch it. Try him next week if you fancy yourself, all right? It's the Human Zoo, the new Human Zoo. I said the new Human Zoo, 08704 20 20 20, as ever, and the core feature, the key component of the Human Zoo will always be that we take calls without screening them, giving people an opportunity, and as long as it's lawful, keep it down to 30 or 45 seconds if you want to give a performance or have a little rant. That's absolutely fine. But what we're adding on to that, without taking away from any of that, is carefully and beautifully crafted pieces of comedy audio put together by Human Zoo listeners and down the phone. And as the show creeps forward this evening, I'll give you details on how you can do that and play you a couple of examples of some superb stuff, very funny stuff, that people have sent in over the last 7 days. Remember, it was only last week that we launched the new Human Zoo. I'm Tommy Boyd. Zach is here. Ashla along. But without further ado, as they say, straight to the switchboard. And line one, good evening. You're live on the Human Zoo.
Your goddamn money!
But John, I don't want to go.
Lie to me, Rita. You do. I see it in your face.
No, there isn't, John. Don't do this. I don't want to go.
You so tall. Don't look at me like that.
But I'm not.
You're a whore. That's what you are, Rita.
I've done nothing. Nothing except love you.
You don't know the meaning of love. Here, take your cash and go.
Performance, it's obviously a movie. Thank you, line one. Okay, we're off and running. Line two, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo.
Is it impossible to get a cup of coffee, flavored coffee, anymore in this country? What happened with coffee? Did I miss a meeting with the coffee? Huh? You can get every other flavor, Alpacino. What the f***?
Yeah.
So about a year ago, and we were working in Long Island making a movie. I'm driving around in my truck, and I see a 7-Eleven, and it dawns on me, of course, 7-Eleven. I can get a cup of coffee, flavored coffee in 7-Eleven. What could be more basic than a 7-goddamn-11? I walk in there, sure enough, two big aluminum metal containers, like the old days, right? One's labeled decaf, the other one has no label. What would you think? I pour myself a nice cup of coffee, get up to the counter, there to pay for it, behind the counter, another 18-year-old kid, okay? Head shaved, all right? Both ears, pierced. Both nostrils, pierced. Both eyebrows, pierced. Tattoos coming out of the sleeves on both arms. He's got baggy pants on, okay? They start at his knees, and this is all underwear right here, okay? Here's the pants, and here's the underwear. It's 27 inches of underwear. What the is that?
Thank you very much. I'll tell you what, though, that's something that only obtains to the United States, because you can't get coffee-flavoured coffee in Britain. It doesn't taste of anything. Line three, you're on the Human Zoo on Talksport. Hello there.
James, I'm drinking again, and Tommy Boyd is on drugs, and he's the bloke from Sequest.
Sequest? Line four, hi, you're on the Human Zoo on Talksport. Go.
I'm on the Human Zoo, and I'd like to take this opportunity to say I don't smell!
9 out of 10. That's top hole, top draw. Hey, 5, you're on.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? What do you think West Brom chances are of going up next year?
West Brom, they're going down.
Yeah, right.
No, they're going down.
No, they're not.
I think they are.
They're going up.
They're more likely to go down than go up.
Automatic.
Call me in May. Call me in May.
I will. Don't worry.
Line 6, you're on Talksport's Human Zoo. Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Would you like a cup of tea?
No, thank you.
Would you take sugar?
Yeah, 2 would be nice.
Do you take a milk, sir?
Milk? Yes, these days I put the milk in after the tea. since
Are
you're
you sure?
Pardon?
Are you sure?
Yeah?
You see, Toil, we did it the other way round.
I don't understand a word of it, but that's not a problem in the human zoo. In fact, it's almost a credential. Being impossible to understand. 08704 20 20 20. Or you can email the Human Zoo if you find the switchboard solid by going to your PC, then to talksport.net. That's our website. Lovely website. Have a roam around. Click on the listen button to hear the show. Good afternoon, USA. And then go to the button that says email the show. And an email form will fall down a couple of paragraphs, and as long as it's clean and lawful, we'll read it out. Or we'll read out as many as we can. We certainly read and enjoy every email that the show is sent. The new Human Zoo, taking calls live, unscreened and entirely at random, and also enjoying some quality semi-professional audio sent in by Talksport Human Zoo listeners. To line 1. Hi, line 1. You're on the Human Zoo.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello.
It's Mr. Table here. I'd just like to say, me and Mr. Chair have reformed, but Mr. Chair is currently at Heston Services.
Heston Services?
Heston Services, that's the bit.
Yes.
How are you, Tommy?
I'm fine. At the risk of being clever, when you say you've reformed, you don't mean that you've, stopped being criminal or...
Well, we reformed. I don't know.
You have formed up once again. You have. Yes. I didn't know that's what you meant. I was just trying to be slightly clever.
Aha.
I wish I hadn't bothered.
No, that's fine, Tommy. I just wanted to say, I don't know if you remember last week, but we had this little conversation with the Killer Tea Cozy.
Yes.
And he said that I owed him some money.
Yes.
But I'd just like to say that I do not owe him money. It is actually the newsreader, Barney Burnham.
Barney Burnham. Now, when Barney Burnham pitches up at 11 o'clock... No, we won't mention the Killer Tea Cozy, not to Barney. Because Barney will get in on the act then. He'll do 10 minutes. He's brought his whistle. Line 2, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Hi.
Heinz tomato ketchup, now faster than rocks and marmalade.
Could be. And 3. Hi, you're on Talksport's Human Zoo. 3, hello. Sorry, reaching across. Hi, 3.
Avenger boy 1, fat Greek boy, Stavros 0.
Steady, be careful with all of that. Just be careful, that's all I'm saying. Nothing wrong with what you've said so far, but be careful. What are obese people listening? Line 4, you're on Talksport's Human Zoo.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, all right, thanks.
Excellent. I was just listening to Steve Norris, and I wondered what you felt about legalising squiff, as he kept referring to it.
Squiff? Did he
squiff?
Squiff?
Yes. Shall we legalise squiff?
I've never tried it.
Oh, neither have I.
I don't know anybody who's got any. Where can you get it? Squiff?
I don't know, but my local Sainsbury's doesn't stock it.
Have you asked?
They said they to look into it.
There's usually a bloke in a blazer behind all the women working the tills, and he's the bloke they always ask if a customer points something out. So try him.
Okay, and one more thing.
Yes?
I was listening to Gary Newbond, and he thinks that Mick Sampras is going to win Wembley this year. I disagree.
Yes, okay, fine. Thank you for your call. No idea. No idea. Line 5, you're live on the Human Zoo. Hey.
How blessed are the sorrowful, they shall find consolation. How blessed are those of gentle spirit, they shall have the earth for their possession. How blessed are those who hunger and thirst to see right prevail, they shall be satisfied.
Some sort of biblical film, I would guess. Any thoughts at all, Zach?
I'm very regal at the beginning.
Quiet, Mum.
No, it's Monty Python. It's got to be Monty Python. It's got to be Life of Brian, one of the greatest 10 movies ever made. 08704 20 20 20. The Human Zoo. You're tuned to Talk Sport. Good evening. From 10 o'clock until 1 o'clock, when it's Charlie Wolf time on Talk Sport, taking over from the esteemed Steve Norris, we take calls live on screens and entirely at random. So there are no phone operators if you want to call, asking you what it is you want to say and getting your details and putting you on a queue. If you get through, you're on air, and you can say what you want to say, whether it's a point that's been missed in the debate so far, or, as turns out to be the case with 99% of people who call the Human Zoo, just express how you feel on a Sunday evening, what with Monday looming large, looming like a huge black cloud with an electrical storm bursting at the bottom of its belly, the sky dark, bats on the wing. That's Sunday night. That's just how it is, because even if you haven't got work in the morning, you used to have school in the morning, and you know what it feels like to be wondering what it's going to be like to be putting on a school uniform and carrying a briefcase full of rubbish into a building you don't want to go into, to be talked at by people you don't like, with stuff to tell you that you don't need to know, sat on that wooden bench, and you never forget it. There are people listening to the Zoo who are over 100 who remember that misery and insanity which we've all been through, and remember what it feels like on a Sunday evening. And so, if you want to call the Human Zoo and express exactly that, well, express exactly anything, but most of all, exactly that. Fine, as long as it's legal and as long as it's clean. 08704 20 20 20. This is the nation's safety valve, sort of. It is a little bit. Or you can email us by going to our website, which is talksport.net. You want the button that says email the show. Remember, it's the new Human Zoo, taking calls live unscreened and entirely at random, and also enjoying the semi-professional, when I say semi-professional, I mean in terms of the beauty and the art of the work, semi-professional audio sent in by Human Zoo listeners such as yourself. I'm Tommy Boyd. It's the Human Zoo. Zach is here.
Talk sport. Talks football throughout the summer. Football.
On to football now. Celtic fans will be breathing a sigh of relief this evening.
Football.
So the whole image of football has changed, and now that we've got referees who are actually housemasters at one of Britain's leading schools, that to me is great for the image of football.
Football.
Oh, what a goal by Manchester United!
Football's never far away on the UK's best sports radio station on 1089 and 10:53 AM Talk Sport.
You're listening to the radio by yourself. Everyone else is living a perfect world, and you're stuck listening to the radio by yourself. Look, try the Talksport Singles Connection. It's the easiest way of finding someone in your area who's sitting there right now in exactly the same frame of mind as you. Call 0870 243 6907 and leave a few details about yourself and let the system do the rest. It's easy. There's no obligation, and it's totally confidential. Just call the number 0870 243 6907. It works. 0870 243 6907. Calls charged at national rates.
Nurse, what's his status?
He was found wandering incoherently. Apparently, he was about to surrender his endowment policy.
Okay, we've got to be quick. There's a good chance we could lose this one. There could be a 35% loss at stake here, everybody. Right, nurse. Phone, doctor. This patient needs a strong cash injection and an emergency poverty bypass. Get me AAP now.
Dialing, doctor.
I think he's going to make it. His overdraft's reducing. His bank balance is up by 35%.
Tell him now, doctor. Holding steady. I've got a good, strong cash beat. He's earned 35% more.
Thanks, everybody. Good save. Thinking of surrendering your endowment? You could earn up to 35% more by selling it to AAP instead. Call now on 0845 222 1967. That's 0845 222 1967. AAP are regulated by the Personal Investment Authority.
On 1089 and 10:53 AM. Tommy Boyd, Human Zoo.
So 08704 20 20 20. That's the switchboard number. Now listen, if you're calling and you're trying to get through and it's solid, then what I suggest you do is give it maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, because it's the real diehards and people with automatic redial and stuff. And I like them, that's fine, I've got nothing against them, but it's those guys who've been, and it is mainly guys, who've been working all week on trying to get through. They're the ones who are kind of in the vanguard of the operation, okay? So if you're trying to get through, maybe for your first shot on the human zoo, good idea to leave it for about another 20 minutes, till about sort of 20 to 11. Okay, and in just a few moments we'll be playing the first contribution from a Human Zoo listener who sent it in, quality audio, sent it in actually, MP3'd it to me, if you know how to do that, MP3'd it via the email to me, and I'll explain how to do that. But I've also got some bits that people have sent in, very, very, very funny, great, top quality. I'm knocked out on CD and also on mini disc, and I've had some good cassettes through as well, and I'll be explaining how to do that, to add this extra dimension to the Human Zoo as the evening develops. 08704 20 20 20 is the number. I'm good. Besides everything else, I'm good at that. Hi, line 1, you're on the Human Zoo. Let's try line 2. Good evening, line 2, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. I thought it might have been a technical, actually. Zach will come through and sort that one. And if he can't sort it, it doesn't matter, because we've got tons of bits and pieces of people's audio that we can play. But it's much better if we can take the call.
Oh.
Ah.
Look.
Oh.
It's done something strange.
What has?
It's thrown a wobbly.
Zach works inside the bit of the building that you never hear too much of on the radio, which is the control room of Studio 2 where we're working. Shall we see if we've got someone there then? Line 2, hi, you on?
I'm Martha Ketchup.
Well done.
Occasionally thinks about lettuce.
Yeah, quite. Sorry. Pleased to have you on the radio. Well done, Zach. That was so impressive. It was a computer fault. Line 3, you're on Talksport's Human Zoo. Hi.
Believe me, beans on toast is only nice when cooked for you by somebody else. It is, isn't it?
It even looks proper. It looks authentic. But if you've done it, it just looks like a pile
mess.
of...
And the toast's always more mushy if you cook it yourself.
Oh, and, you know, I even try and dress it up when I do it for myself by cutting the toast into quarters.
Oh,
yeah. And you know, gently sort of like allowing the beans to stream across the quarters of toast, but it still looks like a pile of hairballs.
Beans on toast technology, we're the best, Tom.
Can I say, you're a wise man.
I am.
Yeah, he is. Line 4, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Hello. Cracking. I hope that's original. Nice one. Line 5, you're on. Hi.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello.
It's the Killer Tea Cozy. Earlier, you spoke to Mr. Chair. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
He was right. Mr. Chair and Mr. Table are safe, but Barney has escaped from my clutches.
These guys try hard. They try hard, that's...
I want to get Barney.
Yeah.
I think he's hiding in Mr. Table's shed.
Yeah.
Now, Barney must be warned. If he's not found, then I will have to hire out a contract killer and will blow him away with my AKA.
I've always wondered whether there was an actual contract involved in it, you know, like where you kind of like... now, this clause here relating to in the event of an act of... yes?
Are you insured?
No.
You better get insurance quick, because listen to this.
Yes?
I'm going to get him. I want my money.
All right, thank you very much. Excellent little soap opera. I'm not sure. They try hard, those guys, and that's cool. Line 6, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Good evening.
Hi, Tommy.
Sir.
Hi. Yeah, please do us a favour this week. Don't play the argument sketch again, please.
Well, I don't play the argument sketch. People calling the show do.
Oh, okay. Well, for those of you out there listening, don't call in. Please don't play the argument sketch again. It's going to kill me.
This is what's good. Did you not realise that? That's how the zoo works. People call in stuff.
No, but I've heard you play it yourself, man. You did it last week.
Once.
Ah, I see.
Well,
You lied.
The week before.
Thought you out. You've broken it.
The week before.
Ah.
Yeah. Do you have anything to contribute apart from negative shit or not?
No, come on. It's not like that.
Yeah, it is. Off you go. Okay, yeah, you get a little caller like that. No, you don't, actually. I'm going to play the argument. Have we got the argument sketch anywhere? Has Ash left it?
I'm searching the archives now.
No, it's not in the archives, but I'm desperate to play it now in order to piss off that git.
It hasn't been left to me separately.
No, don't worry about it, then leave it. I'll tell you what we will do. We'll play the first piece of audio sent in by a Talksport Human Zoo fan listener with using MP3. Now, if you want to send in a piece of audio using email and you've got yourself some kind of a sound recording equipment or piece of software on your PC, then what you have to do is convert it from WAV to MP3. If you know how to record sound on your PC, you ought to be able to do that. You can usually pull down bits of free software so you can make the conversion from WAV to MP3. And what that means is that you can email me, or us at Talksport, a piece of audio that lasts about, say, 40 seconds, and it takes about 40 seconds to go out, so it's cheap on your phone bill. But to email us, you'll find that there isn't an attachment device on the email system at Talksport, so you have to email me and ask me for a different address that you can send your MP3 piece of audio to, so that there will be an attachment device so that you can attach your piece of MP3. If you know nothing about PCs and the internet, that was complete Czechoslovakian to you, but I kind of understand it myself, so therefore certainly most other people will. All right? MP3 them, and I'll give you the address to write to if you want to send in some pieces of audio on mini disc or on cassette or on CD in just a moment. What you need to do in order to email me is either do it now whilst this show is on the air, and that email will then go to me, or if you want to do it during the week, go to talksport.net, the website, and then you go to the presenters gallery and you click on the picture of Tommy Boyd, and then the email that you send will go directly to my home, and then I'll email you back with an address that you can send your piece of MP3 to. Okay. I know that was a bit tedious and laborious, and but it's details, bureaucracy, and God is in the details. Right, let's have the first piece of audio then in the new Human Zoo. This is from, and he was one of the stars of the first few Human Zoos, and then he spawned such an army of imitators that I think he decided to just take a slight vacation. But here he is, back again, audio quality, a Talksport Human Zoo listener, Stephen Hawking.
Good evening. This is Professor Stephen Hawking. And, as you know, I am extremely clever. Sometimes, however, I wish I were stupid. Stupid people are happy. Timmy Melk, for example. There are times I wish I had his mind. If I did, I wouldn't be able to predict that one day the universe will collapse under its own weight. Furthermore, I wouldn't understand that this big crunch, as it's known, will cause time itself to run in reverse. This has profound implications. It would cause each of us to relive our lives backwards. For me, this is a double-edged sword. Whilst it means that one day I will walk again, it also means that I will have to rewatch Titanic. Forwards or backwards, that's one crappy-ass movie. That's all for now. Till we meet again, coming the other way, have a good evening. Or perhaps I should say,
I don't know what this means, so I'm going to talk over it. It's something backwards, that's cool. Listen to James Well tomorrow night. I understand he's going to be talking to a man who recognises the depth and gravity of speaking backwards. But no, that was a nice piece. Well done. Whoever you are, Stephen Hawking, and I don't know the guy's real name. All I know is his email address. But it was brief and to the point. I like them about sort of 35 to 75 seconds long, something like that. And it was well written, it was intelligent, it was witty, it was informed, and the language was beautifully judged. It was absolutely on the button. Can you do that? Of course you can. So, have a think about it during the week. Be on the Human Zoo. 08704 20 20 20. But as I said before, the bedrock, the core feature of the show, the key component will always be live unscreened calls. Let's go to line 1. Hey, line 1, you're on.
Oven Chip Boy 2, Greek Stavros 0.
And to line 2. Good evening, line 2.
You're on. Oven Chip Boy 2, Greek Stavros 0. And to line 2. Good evening, line
2. Do you know, it's more interesting the bit where you were unprepared than what you actually prepared. Hello? No, it's not going to come off. Try again. Practice with a friend. I always say that, don't I, Auntie? Line 3, you're on Talksport Human Zoo. Hello.
Try again. Practice with a friend. I always say
Hello.
Hello?
Line 3, you're on Talksport Human Zoo. Hello.
Hello, I've Williams here. I've got man boobies. I've got man boobies, Tommy.
Yes, good.
Six man boobies, Tommy. Man boobies. Man boobies.
Turn your radio off. If you're listening to the show and you call the show, then you'll be stacked and you'll be listening to a very nice message from Talksport. If you're listening to that, then stay listening to that. Turn the radio off. And as soon as that message turns into the show, okay, then go. Get on with it. But what we don't want is too many people who are confused by the whole sort of technology of the thing. I don't mind a few. Let's go to line 5. Good evening, line 5. You're live on Talksport's Human Zoo.
Oven Chip Boy 3, Stavros 0.
Line 6. Good evening.
Yo, DJ Doomsday, give me one of them funky ass beats. Oh yes, that's some funky fish. I'm about ready to kick this mother helper in. You all ready for me to drop some knives on your ass? Check it. I am the mighty Stephen Hawking. I am like LFD. I am fly, I kick it over. I tell you that for free. On the stage, I rock the mic. I am the kite. Brother Reverend, that's Deadlock. And like Will, I am for 4 weeks, 2 million proof. These are all heads. Don't put me in join them too. I'll check you in the head. Don't make me get out of this chair. I'll pop you like a bitch. Don't test me as a new match. You ain't I'm the mighty Stephen Hawking. The mighty Stephen Hawking. I'm the mighty Stephen Hawking.
Okay, thank you for that. 08704 20 20 20 is the number, or you can email the Human Zoo by going to our website, which is talksport.net. Click on the button that says email the show.
Tomorrow night on the James Whale Show, the secret messages in the words of politicians, rock stars, and even your own friends. A reverse speech specialist tells how he interprets what people really mean, and he turns their sentences back to front. This says back to front, and sometimes his findings are terrifying. James Whale goes backwards. Goes backwards. Tomorrow night from 9:30, only on Talksport. Don't miss it.
Anyone for tennis?
Get ready for a volley of non-stop winning when we play Game, Set and Match with HSBC on Talksport. New balls, please.
Starting tomorrow, listen up throughout the day for the Game, Set and Match qualifying question, which could win you a personal one-on-one playoff with tennis ace Tim Henman.
Game, Set and Match on Talksport.
Starts tomorrow on the No Nonsense Sports Breakfast and continues throughout the day across the week with HSBC, your world of financial services.
I've just been looking at the motorbike ads in Exchange and Mart. Heartbreaking stuff. This one here, BSA, same owner for 40 years, reluctant sale, I'll bet it is. Look at this photo, Triumph Trident 750. Pregnancy forces sale, all-wheel swap for estate car. Gotta feel sorry for him. And you're screwing them down on the price, of course. Exchange and Mart bike section every week. However hard it is to sell your bike, it'll still be easy.
Tommy Boyd, Human Zoo.
What if the world is just a big disappointment?
Ask not what your radio station can do for you. Ask what you can do for your radio station.
Now, let's go to line 1. Line 1, you're on the Human Zoo on Talksport. Good evening.
I went to the smoking room, but no one was there, so as David leave. How much is silly?
That was spot on, actually. You wouldn't hear it anywhere else. Line 2, you're on the Human Zoo. Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Boyd.
Good evening.
I would just like to tell you that look, I, the Phantom Sandwich Man, and myself have formed an alliance to catch the Roswell aliens. We'll turn us all into mint toffees. No!
And line 3, good evening.
Tommy, the bitches of the Houses of Commons are very good. The cars are waiting outside.
The bitches? He's gone. This is a good run. This is a nice sort of concise, good, anarchic surrealism. Excellent. Line 4. Can you keep it up?
So you see my problem, little ones? I can't keep you all here any longer.
Hey, Cat!
I can't keep you all here any longer! God has blessed us so much, I can't afford to feed you anymore.
Can you have your balls cut off?
It's not as simple as that, Nigel. God knows all. He'd see through such a cheap trick. What we do to ourselves, we do to him.
You could have had them pulled off in an accident.
No, children, I know you're trying to help, but believe me, my mind's made up. I've given this long and careful thought. And it has to be medical experiments for the lot of you. Look at them, bloody Catholics, filling the bloody world up with bloody people they can't afford to bloody feed.
What are we, dear?
Protestant, and fiercely proud of it.
08704 2020. Thank you very much. That was a piece from The Meaning of Life, a very funny Monty Python movie. If I was any other radio presenter, I would tell you, but you probably already know, that they filmed the scene where the children sing the song, Every Sperm is Sacred, having the children sing out loud, Every Perm is Sacred, because the representative from the Ministry of Education, as then was, as I understand it, told the crew and cast and director, who was Terry Jones, that children under the age of 14 were not allowed to say the word sperm. So the song that was Every Sperm is Sacred had to be sung by the children, the chorus at any rate, Every Perm is Sacred, and then they got some adults to sing the song in children's voices and dubbed their voices over onto the children's voices, the picture of the children singing the song Every Sperm is Sacred. Isn't it? It's a strange planet we live on. It is so bizarre being a human being. If you step away from who you are and what you are just for a second and look at it, you either go, ah, or you just laugh your socks off. And definitely, far and away the best thing to do is the latter of the two. Laugh your socks off. Because whatever else, it's crazy. Funny crazy. Just being one of us. Just being stuck here on this little ball, spinning through space. 19 miles per second. It's crazy. Crazy. I almost love it. Do you? Line 5, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Good evening.
Tommy.
Hey.
Again, it is me, and I am once again here. And I bring to you, from the Human Zoo, something as I sit on a field and look up to the moon.
Spot on. Yeah, absolutely on the money. Line 6, you're on the Human Zoo. Hi there.
Hi there.
Hello.
I was listening to your show last week and you talked about the top 100 children's programmes.
Aye.
Yeah, I was wondering, I couldn't remember both your shows. I was voting, I remembered the Wide Awake Club. I was wondering about the other one.
Well, I'm not canvassing here because
I know you're not canvassing.
I'm the only Talksport presenter who isn't a politician, but I'm not canvassing here. Magpie. Go vote for Magpie. Yeah.
Right, I remember Magpie. Right, I'll remember it now. Thanks.
Okay. Cheers. Yeah.
Right. The other thing, last week I was asking you about your opinion on the topic before. The guy, I can't remember the person who was on before you.
No, nor can I. I can't remember you. Never mind about the person who was on before you.
Well, I asked you about Jamie Bowles' kills, and I seem to have got cut off. I was wondering what your opinion on that was. Or are you going to cut me off again?
Yeah.
What?
For that. Yeah. 08704 2020 is the number. It's the Human Zoo on Talksport, taking calls live, unscreened, and completely at random. It's the new Human Zoo because we invite quality pieces of audio. When I say we invite quality pieces of audio, a little bit like the, actually, if I may say so, slightly retro, tired thing that they do in the States called Dr. Demento, where people send in, funny songs, which are good. I like funny songs, but they've got to be funny, and funny is not clever text. Funny is performance. And there have been 2 or 3 calls this evening already that have been funny, and God knows why. They've just made me laugh. I think because of the passion and the perfection of the performance, because it comes from within a person's deepest, almost soul. That's fun. That then is funny. But what we thought we would do is add an extra dimension to the Human Zoo, which will always be about taking calls unscreened. Just take a few bits of audio, some songs, or maybe a sketch, a piece of nonsense. The more nonsensical, the more surreal, the better. To be surreal, all you have to do is understand the world a little bit. Then, take your understanding of the world and just reshape it slightly, but keep it close to what the world really does. Okay, that's surrealism, so that you can recognize how ridiculous the things that you actually do are by seeing the things that you do or say or think set against something that's just slightly different, or maybe very different from the norm. Okay? 08704 2020. Line 1, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Hello.
That was a bit of a mouthful, wasn't it, Mr. Boyd?
Yes, it was.
Hello, Tommy.
Spot on, Cocker. Hello, mate.
All right. I want to say hello to my brother Ray, and I want to say.
Very zoo. Thank you. Line 3. Good evening.
Ovenship Boy 4, Greek Stavros 0.
And line 4. Hello.
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 Hi. I'd like to make a point that's been missed in the debate so far.
Yes! Fantastic. Phone-in radio.
Okay, you ready? I hate Sundays.
Yeah, me too. Always have done. Homework and songs of praise. It's the same the world over, I've travelled the world and everybody's a bit crestfallen by about 6 o'clock on a Sunday evening. Line 5. Good evening. You're on the Human Zoo.
Tommy?
Hey.
You look the voiceover bloke from the Bill.
Yeah. Funny you should say that. Line 6. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm the BBC man.
Ah, interesting.
Yes.
Is that the government? But no.
No.
Yes?
I am the BBC man.
I see.
And I would like to say that bird's eye, fish fingers do not fly. Goodbye.
Thank you for that. That could work, the BBC man on the Human Zoo. 08704 2020. To line 1. Good evening, line 1. By the way, the slight problem with the email machinery at Talksport, so if you're emailing the show, it may be that I won't get your email until tomorrow morning, so too late to read out.
Tommy?
Yes, line 1.
Did you like my piece of music earlier with all the beeps? That was made just by me.
Very good.
Right,
Can I, if you're making music,
yeah?
If you make it funny by giving it an extravagant performance,
okay.
could you send it in?
Yeah, sure.
So that it doesn't suffer the degradation.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Which telephone line gives it. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, I will. But what I want to do now, I'd like to play a little game with you.
Okay.
It's called Guess What Book This Paragraph Is From.
Okay.
If I hold on to the idea of two physical agencies and their relationship to consciousness, then the striking affection I felt in my dream for my friend R, who was so much disparaged in the interpretation, turns out to have a wholly congruent analogy in the political life of mankind. According to this, I imagine myself in a society where a ruler jealous of his power and a lively public opinion are in conflict with each other. The people rise up against an unpopular official and want him removed to show that he does not have to take account of the popular will. The tyrant chooses just this moment to bestow a high distinction on the official, though there is no other reason for doing so. In this way, my second agency, which rules over access to consciousness, bestows a distinction on my friend R by an outpouring of excessive affection, because the wishful endeavours of the first system, and their own particular all-absorbing interest, would slander him as a numbskull. Tom, any ideas?
No.
Tom, come on. Think hard now.
No, I'm not. I got lost straight away, really, to be honest, but I thought I'd let you go on, although I was about to shut you up.
It's one of your favourite books of all time.
Fine.
Mr. Psychoanalysis himself.
Yes.
Come on.
Good, yes.
Mr. Freud?
Okay.
Ah.
Right. Well, yes.
Don't you just love Mr. Freud, though?
Yes, I do. 08704 2020. Sorry, I've given up smoking, so I'm in a bit of an arsey mood. Go, I have one in a minute, I think. 08704 2020. Let's take the second piece of this evening of material which has been posted in, quality material posted in by Human Zoo listeners. Now, this is from a young listener who we can't identify too fully because this piece is about one of his teachers, an RE teacher. Jonathan is the young gentleman's name. He's 14, and at his school he has an RE teacher who is from the north and whose catchphrase, I understand, is, according to Jonathan's letter, which accompanied the mini-disc, why do we study RE? But then he never answers the question, almost as though he himself, the teacher, doesn't know the answer. So this is Jonathan's little sort of effort. Excellent.
Why do we study? RE. Why do we study it? RE. Why do we study it? RE. Why do we study? RE. Don't you just want to kick him in the nuts? Don't you just want to kick him in the nuts? In the nuts? In the nuts? Don't you just want to kick him in the nuts? Day, my room after school without fail. I like to think really. Just listen to this combination. A, he's Scottish. B, he's an RE teacher. And C, he's over 50. I'd like to thank a really good teacher for doing things and making it possible. And I'd just like to say thank you to Mr.
No, okay, fine. Thank you very much indeed. We're not going to be mentioning anybody's names. Excellent. Very, very good indeed. Okay, not Eminem, and maybe the vocals were a little bit beneath the music and we couldn't actually grasp, but that doesn't matter because in music, the voice is just another musical instrument. What I want to say is that was a topping effort. Topping. Sorry. How dandy. Right, I'll give you the address to write to if you want to have a crack at putting together, it doesn't have to be a song, could be a sketch as well. I've got a couple of very funny little sort of pieces of absolute nonsense, nice and short, from Human Zoo listeners. And it's good to get them, and it's good to have an opportunity to play some things in which people have given a little bit of extra thought to. Mind you, quite a lot of the calls that come through unscreened have also been given a little bit of pre-production. It's just that a telephone line naturally just degrades the quality a little bit, and it's hard to understand all of the art that's gone into it. So I want to keep taking the calls, and I want them to be just as mad as people want them to be. No direction from me on that, as mad, as crazy, or as objective, constructive. There's no rules in this show. You want to make a point that's been missed in the debate so far about whatever, then that's absolutely fine. 08704 2020. If you phone in programs the world over, and the phone screener has said, I'm terribly sorry, you can't come to air and discuss that for whatever reason, and that's, and that frustrates you, then try the Human Zoo. 08704 20 20 20. But we do seem to get a lot of calls, because we're on a Sunday night, from people who want to express the feeling that a lot of people have on a Sunday night. So we'll always take those calls, and that will always be the core of the show. But we are looking for pieces of performance, nice and short, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. You can email them to me using MP3. Or you can send them to me in the post. And here for the first time is the address. I'll do it again in about 5 minutes' time. If you want to get a pen, make a note of this, because you're probably thinking about whether you can do something on cassette or CD or mini disc at the moment. And if you've got the address, you'll always be able to do it. So it's the Human Zoo, Talksport, P.O. Box 1089, P.O. Box 1089, London, SE1 8WQ, postcode SE1 8WQ. I'm Tommy Boyd. He's been quiet tonight, but we'll prod him with a stick. Zach is here.
Bloomberg Radio, the definitive guide to the latest form on all the markets and all the money. Bloomberg Radio, the UK's only radio station dedicated to keeping you in touch with the latest financial news that moves markets. Bloomberg Radio, across the UK on national digital radio 24 hours a day. Bloomberg Radio.
Hey, Louie, what's up?
Is that your idea of a joke?
Joe, Louie, I was just saying hello. How are you?
Yeah, well, just say hello, how are you? Use those words.
Well, I don't understand. What's up? What's up?
Frankie, you know perfectly well that what's up is Budweiser's...
Fantastically successful catchphrase,
please.
and you're still sure that they use those guys and not you.
Yeah, I am not sore.
Right.
I just feel that your use of that phrase was a little insensitive.
True.
See, there you go again, Frank. Why are you doing this?
Doing what?
That.
What?
That.
This?
Yeah,
Right.
that.
Attention, all real sports fans. Have we got sports news for you? Sport First, the all-action national sports newspaper for every goal of every game in every league. From the conference to the Premiership, for great tips, stats and team news. Now twice a week. Previews on Friday, results on Sunday. Sport First, the national sports newspaper. Get it now. Now.
Tommy Boyd, Human Zoo.
Let's run round the lines. Oh, no, I can't keep that up. Line 1, good evening. You're live on Talk Sports Human Zoo. Hello.
Boyd.
Sir.
Why do you keep calling it the new Human Zoo when it's clearly been around for long enough to no longer qualify as new?
Because we've improved it, rather like New Labour.
So what you mean is improved Human Zoo?
We've added a new dimension, which is pieces of audio which have been posted in by Human Zoo listeners. And we play those pieces of audio out live from the studio.
Yes. So this qualifies as making it a new show?
Yes.
Well, I'm afraid I have to disagree with you there.
Who gives a toss? Not me. And I'm the boss.
I don't like your attitude.
Who asked you in the first place?
I'm sorry, but I shall no longer listen to your show.
I'm delighted. I only listen to about 3/4 of it myself.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I hope I never have to speak to you again. Goodbye.
Well, I can tell you there's a universal wish enjoyed by all the component parties, i.e. you and me. Funny boy. Line 2, you're live on the Human Zoo. Good evening.
Hi. Am I in the right show for an argument?
Well, it depends what you want to argue about, really. I'm not talking about the Bulger killers tonight.
No worries, mate. Don't take things too personally, Tommy. Bye-bye.
Oh, no, I will. I'm very happy to do that. Line 3, good evening. You're on the Human Zoo.
I would like to say, me and the Phantom Sandwich Man have formed an alliance to turn the Mint Toffee Man into a Werther's Original.
You don't see that Werther's Original ad anymore with the old boy who used to eat Werther's Originals when he was a boy, and now he's got a grandson he's giving Werther's Originals to. It's a shame, because it's, you know what Coward said about cheap music and cheap... Hello, I'm talking. Yes, go on.
Sorry.
No, right.
Oh, hi. I'm from the Protection of Old Songs. My name's Tom Birch.
Yeah?
Okay, can I just sing a snippet of one of my favourite songs?
You sure can.
Okay. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning. I'd hammer in the evening. All over this town. I'd hammer out danger
I'd hammer out warning. I'd hammer out the love between my brothers and my sisters all over this town. I finish now.
Trini Lopez, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Yes, it was.
Oh, thanks very much.
Not at all.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. And to line 5. Good evening, line 5. You're live on Talksport's Human Zoo.
On the St. Louis team, we have who's on first, what's on second. I don't know who's on third.
Yeah.
That's what I want to find out. I want you to tell me the names of the fellas on the St. Louis team. I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second. I don't know who's on third. You know the fellas' names? Yes. Well, then who's playing first? Yes. I mean the fellow's name on first base. Who? The fellow playing first base for St. Louis. Who? The guy on first base. Who is on first? Well, what are you asking me for? I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. Who is on first? I'm asking you who's on first. That's the man's name. That's whose name? Yes. Well, go ahead and tell me. Who? The guy on first. Who? The first base. Who is on first? Have you got a first baseman on first? Certainly. Then who's playing first? Absolutely.
One of the 2 finest comedy sketches ever written. Who's on first base? Abbott and Costello. In there with the argument sketch from Monty Python, we think. Let's go to line 6. Hi, line 6. You're on the Human Zoo.
You love Mike Dickens.
Well played, sir. Welcome. Okay, let's take another piece of material which has been posted into the Human Zoo, and this is an excellent, well, it's extraordinary little bit of stuff that's been sent in by a chap called Alexander. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Is it Bermange or Bermond? Anyway, or Burmang. Alexander, anyway, lives in Hertfordshire, and he says, an avid listener to your... Listen to this. This is so clever. I'm an avid listener to your shows on Talksport. I was delighted to hear you mention on the Zoo that you're interested in receiving bits and pieces from your listeners. I've always long wished for a British equivalent to the Dr. Demento show. Well, we hope to be about 25% Dr. Demento and about 75% still taking calls unscreened, because that's a unique format for a radio program as far as I know globally, and we're very proud of that, and people use it very well. So that will always be the spine of what we do, but we are interested in getting bits and pieces of stuff from people who listen to the Human Zoo and find out how talented everybody really actually is. So take a listen to this from Alexander. This is a little song he's done about how annoying he has found and how sort of upset he is and how mad he is now that he's finally decided to try to fully understand how his PC works. It's called Easy as APC.
I'm not what you'd call a boffin. Don't put me near a machine. I'd rather be despairing in a coffin than be sitting staring at a screen. But I gave in to friends' persuasion and bought my own PC. First the manual I read from A to Z, and here's what has stuck with me. You scroll the screen and search the section, sort the list and surf the net and send the key and set the interface. Divide the cell, display the style, delete the word, destroy the file, decode the date, debug the database. You clutch the mouse and click the site and clean the drive and clear the byte and clip the art and close the message thread. Indent the line, invert the plug, encode the time, insert the bug, enhance the font, inspect the cleaning head. I still found it all plain sailing till I tried to turn it on. Cheers and prayers were unavailing. My short-lived confidence was gone. At last I got it up and running, but my troubles traveled in a trice. So the helpline I rang and spoke to a man who gave me this sound advice. Divide the cell, display the style, delete the word, destroy the file, decode the base, debug the database. Then scroll the screen and search the text and sort the list and surf the net and send the key and set the interface. Indent the line, invert the plug, encode the time and surf the bug, enhance the font, inspect the cleaning head. Then clutch the mouse and click the site and clean the drive and clear the byte and clip the art and close the message thread. I battled on but couldn't learn it, my ego taking nasty knocks. So I decided to return it, but couldn't fit it back into the box. I ran with it along the high street like a lucky thief. back in the store. The salesman I saw tried to provide relief. You scroll the screen, insert the set, and sort the list, insert the net, and send the key, and set the interface. Divide the cell, display the style, delete the word, destroy the file, decode the date, debug the database. You clutch the mouse and click the site, and clean the drive, and clear the byte, and clip the art, and close the message thread. Ingent the line, invert the plug, encode the time, insert the bug, enhance the font, inspect the cleaning head. So I left the shop and swore that I'd avoid computers till I died and stick to pen and paper instead.
More from you, Alex. The Human Zoo, Talksport, P.O. Box 1089, London SE1 8WQ. Or if you want to email a piece of MP3 audio, convert it from WAV to MP3 in your PC, and then if you email me at Talksport, either by going to click on the button that says email the show whilst I'm on air, or better yet, wait until the show's off air and go to the presenters gallery and click on my picture, send me an email, and I'll send you an address to send the MP3 to. Once again, the address is The Human Zoo, Talksport, P.O. Box 1089, London SE1 8WQ.
On 1089 and 1053 AM, Talk Sport. On the hour, sports updates and headline news from the Sky News Centre.
From the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro, he's meditated within the ancient walls of Machu Picchu. He's got a Renault Turbo Sport and a TVR. He's got a huge bank balance. He could go out with any woman in the country. Invited to the Prime Minister's house for drinks. He's the closest thing on earth to the angel Gabriel.
He is the light.
Oh, Hosanna. He's Tommy Boyd.
Tommy Boyd.
No more dirt. Has been activated in the celebrity toilet.
Tommy Boyd.
You're tuned to an unusual bit of radio, which is the Human Zoo. It's not self-consciously unusual. It's entirely in the hands, the content of the programme, of people who call the show. The switchboard is unscreened. No phone producers love phone-in. Phone-in is the best radio there is. But this little pocket of radio gives you an opportunity to come straight through to air and say what you want to say, as long as it's clean and lawful. Do what you want to do. And since it's on a Sunday night, and it works well on a Sunday night, since it's on a Sunday night, it gives people an opportunity just to kind of let it all hang out, or, you know, kind of get it off their chest. Because we all feel a little bit like we feel like you feel on a Sunday evening. And that's why the Human Zoo is here, and this is how it works. It's calls unscreened and at random. About 75%, about 25% of it is bits of material that have been sent into the Human Zoo by Talksport listeners who turn out to be considerably more talented than most of the people who work at Talksport, to be blunt. Like that last piece that we heard just before the news at 11 by Alexander, which is quite frankly sublime. And we want more of it. You can either MP3 it using email, or you send it as an attachment, and I'll explain again how to do that a little bit later on, or you can post it, either as a CD, a cassette, or best of all, a mini-disc. Let's run down the switchboard. By the way, Ash is at an engagement, so we're delighted to have the company of Super Sub Zach, who is here. Line 1, you're on the Human Zoo. Hello.
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 Hello. That man who rang up earlier about you shouldn't play the argument show.
Yes.
He was very boring.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awful.
I hope he's listening.
Sorry?
I hope he's listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want negative stuff on the Human Zoo.
Oh, certainly not.
There's enough of that everywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that guy who rang up earlier again,
yeah.
He started by saying, he's I'm in the right show for an argument.
Yeah.
I think he was actually trying to start the argument sketch. Hello?
But you know, you might be right.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention, you see. I was doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
Surprising as it may seem, there's quite a lot to do on the Human Zoo. But I think you could be right.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cheers for the chat.
But thanks for spotting that. I appreciate it.
Well.
And if you're right, and I'm beginning to think you are, I apologise to that guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Cheers, mate.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Nice one. Nice guy. 08704 20 20 20. Line 2, you're on the Human Zoo.
Gypsies, tramps and thieves, all the scousers are thieves. Gypsies, tramps and thieves, all the scousers are thieves.
Steady, we can't have any of that kind of comedy. Because there's one or two of them, you know, who are very thin-skinned and a bit skitsy about all of that. So let's not, shall we? On the other hand. Line 3.
Good evening, Tommy.
Good evening.
When the BBC announced they would provide blanket coverage of Wimbledon over the next 2 weeks, do you know what I did?
No.
I threw a blanket over my TV. Thank you.
Yeah. Fantastic. Line 4, you're on the Human Zoo. Hello.
That's about as much use as a chocolate teapot. Bye-bye.
And line 5. Hello.
Scott Grinnell, Scott Grinnell, Scott Grinnell, give the Aussies bloody hell.
Yes, he was quite good. Typical of the Welsh, of course, to be singing about the one Welsh person who did all right for the British and Irish Lions. You honestly, I tell you, they'll never let you down, the Welsh.
Oh, gosh. I'll go see if there's a doctor in the house,
what?
Okay?
Yeah. Hello. Very good. Line 1, you're on the Human Zoo. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Can I just tell you what I did today?
Yes.
Okay. What happened was, am I on?
Yeah.
Oh, wicked. I met Gary Lineker today.
Good God.
And I saw him play cricket, which was quite amazing.
Where was that?
It was at somebody's house in Oxfordshire.
Good Lord.
And can I just say big up to the Habs crew and everyone in Mill Hill. Bye.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, far out. Nice one. See other people's lives, eh? When I was whatever age that person was, I certainly didn't meet former English international goal-scoring heroes with World Cup almost winners' medals, but not quite, who now advertise crisps and work for some broadcasting organisation, I can't remember which one, round a friend's house, playing cricket. That's having a friend who can have a cricket match in his garden. The other half. But everyone listens and is entitled to voice their voice on the Human Zoo. Let's take another piece. This one has been sent in by somebody who wishes to remain anonymous, which is a shame in many ways, but it's their choice. They sent in a huge CD packed with smashing stuff, but I'm just going to play one piece from it, and it's this.
The Human Zoo will play and with distant baby right or really wrong. They got them right and human rights and because incredible. Now, you don't have to be able to do that to send a piece into the Human Zoo for consideration to be played on air during the Human Zoo. If you've got a microphone and a cassette recorder, and you want to say something that you think is funny, if it's funny for you and you really believe it, because comedy is 9 parts the performance. It's only 1 part what you actually write. If you really believe it, then put it down on a cassette or a CD or a mini disc, or record it on your PC and convert it to MP3 and send it off to me as an email. I'll remind you how to do that in a second. But if you can get something down onto a cassette or a CD or a mini disc, then it goes to the Human Zoo, Talksport, PO Box 1089, London, SE1 8WQ. And I'm really interested in seeing where the whole thing goes, that's all, because I'm in the back seat driving this car, and I love that. It's fantastic to have a show, and I suspect it possibly is the first time ever in British radio, genuinely, there is a show which is completely driven by people who listen to the show and then call the show and then make stuff for the show. And we'll see where it goes. I'll exercise little bits of editorial control. If you haven't quite got it right with your bits of audio, then I may not play it. And you'll understand that, I know. If we do play it, then let me just remind everybody that there is a universal disclaimer on that. If you send it in, it means that we won't be paying you, and we can't pay you, and I would like it if when you send something in, you say, I waive all rights in connection with payment or rights of the piece that I'm sending to Talksport's Human Zoo. Something like that. I know that nobody's going to be daft enough to say, here's the bill for you paying that, but, you know, I would appreciate it if you could just add that to whatever it is you send in. But as a general rule, I think it's reasonable to say that if you send something in, it means you recognise that our playing it means that it's an arrangement between yourself and us, and it's not a professional thing. And that means that we'll play as much as we possibly can. Keep it down to about 30 or 45 seconds. And if it's meant to be funny, remember, funny is all about the performance, and it's all about coming from the heart and being something that you really believe and understand. And it could be your world. If you're at school, it could be something to do with that. If you work, it could be something to do with that. If you're in a relationship or a family, it could be something to do with that. And if you've noticed something and you believe it's ridiculous, and you really believe it's ridiculous, then when you commit it to tape or whatever, it'll be genuine. And for some reason, it'll touch a chord with lots of people listening, and then it'll be funny. That's funny. It's the Human Zoo on Talksport, taking calls live, unscreened, and entirely at random. I'm Tommy Boyd. Zach, because Ash is at an engagement. I don't know what that is. We'll ask him next week. Zach is here.
Thank you for buying this luxury, easy self-assembly bedside cabinet. You will require 34 long pins, 17 dowel inserts, 17 insertion lap joints, prefabricated units A, B, Q, R, and Z, and an undying belief in the ineffability of the human spirit. Do not remove any of the sprocket joints, as this could result in your warranty being void.
The no-nonsense sports breakfast with John Smiths. Not as much fun as building flat-pack furniture, but less messing about. Silky smooth sport in the morning with Alan Brazil and Mike Parry. Tomorrow morning from 6 on Talksport.
The Talksport Singles Connection is the easy, confidential way of finding your perfect partner. Register for free right now on 0870 243 6907. Call a number, leave a few details about yourself, and that's it. You'll get a text message sent to your mobile phone with a list of potential partners in your area. So you can call, or not call, it's up to you. And it's totally confidential. Call 0870 243 6907 and try it for yourself. You've got nothing to lose. The Talksport Singles Connection, 0870 243 6907. Calls charged at national rates.
Are you one of the 9 million in the UK who suffer from hay fever? If so, Vicks Sinex's cooling vapors and decongestant can start to unblock your nose in 5 seconds. That's by the end of this ad.
Vicks Sinex, rapid relief for hay fever blocked noses.
Now that's fast.
Vicks Sinex nasal pump spray contains oxymetazoline. Always read the label.
Tommy Boyd, Human Zoo.
Have you ever seen Tales of Mystery and Imagination, Roald Dahl?
I have.
You know
I know the silhouette.
Who do you think she is?
Who do I think she is?
I think it's Rula Lenska. You know Rula Lenska?
Yeah, I know Rula Lenska.
Is it Rula Lenska?
I wouldn't have said
it's
so.
the hair and the physique. Trim.
Trim and pert.
Pert and flexible.
Very flexible.
And good rhythm.
You can't beat a bit of good rhythm.
No, you can't. 08704 20 20 20 is the number. You're tuned to the Human Zoo on Talksport. You can email us, but the machinery's not working at the moment, so your email won't get to air this evening. This is line 1. Good evening, line 1. Very good.
Get flange walking.
Oh, y'all be loving this! Right here!
Tommy, it is I, the Flangmeister, returned.
Welcome.
It is great you, Tommy.
Yeah.
I missed you like I would miss my father if he died.
Oh, steady.
Well, no, but, you know...
Poor old Dad upstairs listening.
It's been 6-7 months, Tommy. Aren't you pleased to hear the Flangmeister?
Yeah, I am. That was just I care about your dad.
I care about my father, too.
Good.
The Flangmeister, whatever his name is, I don't know. He ran away with the dog. Anyway, Tommy, it is great to be back, and I'd just like to ask you one question.
Certainly.
Have you been eating your flange pasty recently?
No.
Why not?
I'm on a health kick.
Oh, Tommy, indeed. But flange pasty is the most healthy pasty.
Well, I'm into my brown rice and kidney bean era at the moment. I've stopped smoking, and I'm only drinking Jack Daniels.
As the French would say, avec touche. But apart from that, are you eating anything flange-related?
No.
Tommy.
No, I'm on a no-flange diet.
Well, the same as me, but that's only because I look like the horse's ass. Goodbye.
You do. Our cat's been very sick, but it's funny, isn't it, how the mind works. And then the moment he mentioned the horse's bottom, I immediately thought of our poor cat. You don't want the details. Line 2, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Good evening.
Welcome to BT Cellnet's Directory Inquiry Service. You now have 2 options. For number information only, please press 1. If you want to be connected to the number found, press 2. Connected calls will be charged at 65p per minute if you are calling from the UK. Please note, calls to 192...
I think I get the point of this,
are charged at the international rate.
Zach, because when you call the Human Zoo, you get a message that you listen to before you go to air. That works now.
So we've been put on hold now.
So somebody's put us on hold as well. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Hang on. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay, point taken. Thank you. Well, I got an email from somebody saying they prefer the new system because it means then that you know that you are stacked. Even if you are stacked like, 30 or 40 people down the queue, you know that you're stacked. Because the Human Zoo, 1 hour, a couple of weeks ago, took nearly 40,000 calls in 1 hour. Right. And what this listener said to me in an email is that at least if you hear the message, you know that you're kind of stacked, and it gives you something to listen to whilst you're waiting to go to air. But you still get cut off after. I know you still get lost if after 6 minutes we haven't picked up, but I'm sorry, I do my best. Line 3, you're on the Human Zoo. Good evening.
You know you want me, Tommy. Smoke me. Smoke me. Smoke me. Smoke me.
Very good, very good, very good, very perceptive. I like it. And apologies again to the gentleman who started the call. I'd like an argument. I didn't spot it. Line 4, you're on the Human Zoo. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Tommy.
Hey.
I've got 3 points.
3 points.
I rang a week ago.
Yeah.
And I was saying the football scores.
Yes.
And me and my mate were having a competition, see who could get on the radio most.
Mm-hmm.
And someone was doing that this morning as well.
Yes.
Well, earlier.
Yes.
And also you should get a show on Wednesday, because it's really boring on Wednesday.
Whatever.
And I've got a piece of audio.
Right.
Okay, I'll just play it now.
Mom, there's a dog outside. What like you?
Thank you for that. You see, I have to betray that, like most people in radio, or like most people in British life, whatever your job, I was brought up and taught and ended up professionally believing, being certain, in fact, that there is such a thing as proper radio. And that was all there was, you see. For years, that's what I believed. And same with telly. I thought there was a thing called proper telly where you have to have a signature tune at the beginning and an opening credits, and then the presenter or all three of them say, hello and welcome to a packed programme. Then they trail ahead to what's coming up, and then they get down to item 1. Item 1 usually takes them up to the first break, and it's kind of like that. And I thought, well, that's how it has to be. That's all there could ever possibly be. And ditto in radio, where you go news, Tina Turner, Jock, Genesis. You know, and then trail ahead to a wacky and zany competition, and that's how it has to be, and that's all there can ever be. And I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it. It's like a Damascene experience, Damascus. I'm fighting it because I genuinely believe that's cobblers. I genuinely believe that is cobblers. Just as people are no longer wearing the kind of suits and shoes and hats and carrying umbrellas and the types of briefcases that they used to carry in the 50s and the 60s, okay? Because humanity and society and the British public, bless us, have moved on. It's about time so did TV and radio. And so if people want to call and go to air and do stuff and I don't understand it and I can hardly hear it, I shouldn't be kind of feeling nervous or guilty about it, but I do. A little bit of me goes, this is crap. You shouldn't be doing this. You should be interviewing a man who's just written a book. That's proper radio. That little voice, you see. Like in Tom and Jerry, you know? The angel voice. Yeah, exactly that. You know what I'm talking about here, don't you? This is a sort of self-searching thing that you do professionally from time to time. But it's a bit like recognising suddenly that conventional medicine isn't everything, and realising that alternative medicine has got something to offer. You know, it's like that day when the penny drops that acupuncture actually works, you know. And it's the same with broadcasting. You know, I've sort of recognised that conventional broadcasting, proper radio and TV, okay, that's got a lot to offer, actually. Don't misunderstand me, but there is a place for other stuff and other thinking and alternative radio and alternative broadcasting and alternative people and alternative ideas and alternative spirits, alternative hope, alternative thought. That's how it works for Human Zoo. 08704 20 20 20 is the number. It's the new Human Zoo on Talksport. Let's go to line 4. Good evening, line 4.
This is surrealisme.
And to travel back looking forward to interviews.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell.
That's all to be through then. Well, here goes. Corn plasters! Corn plasters! I'm going to see you say corn plasters. Here you are! Oh, thank you. Shall we go on? Rescues are upon us. Save your life. Hang on. Hang on. What about
That was crazy. Any ideas?
No idea.
I like that.
It was...
Did thoughts rush through your mind when you heard that? I thought of Simon Callow having the heart attack in 4 Weddings.
No, I didn't think of that.
No?
No.
No?
I thought of...
Yeah?
Because I'm supposed to be getting married.
Oh.
And I started thinking of her indoors and how many wedding magazines she gets.
Yeah.
I didn't realise there were that many.
Yeah.
And they're so expensive.
Well, you see, marrying a woman, Zach, is a bit like forming a lifetime bond with W.H. Smith's.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it is. And she'll go through these phases. First, you see, prior to you, it was Cosmopolitan and all that.
And, yeah.
Yeah. Now it's weddings.
Weddings.
After you're married, it will be homes beautiful.
Ah.
And gardens.
And gardens.
Yes. And in the fullness of time, when you have lost your youthful lustre and Wimbledon is coming up, Radio Times, because they've usually got a picture of some bloke's thighs.
Ah.
You see?
I may as well just sort of buy shares in W.H. Smith to get a reduction.
Yes, yes.
But I'm not joking. She's worn the little plastic strip out on the back of my credit card buying magazines.
Yeah.
I've really helped.
I don't know what it is with women. I don't know what it is with women in magazines. I'm the same. I buy the odd magazine myself, but nothing like the volume, the sheer volume. I was talking to the bloke who's the senior buyer for W.H. Smith. Very nice man. And he said to me, do you know how many people read Country Life?
How many?
Do you know what he said?
Go on.
None.
Really?
I said, what do you mean? He said, I sell 90,000 of them. A month. A week. He said, but do you know how many of them get read? And I said, no. He said, none. He said, they buy them.
Yeah.
They buy them to tuck under their arm.
And put on their coffee table.
They look at the expensive houses in the front. They look at the ads for wrought iron beds at the back. And then they just leave it on the coffee table. Nobody reads it. He said, and that's how it is with most magazines.
Oh, no, she's reading them, don't worry.
Oh, jeez, is she?
She'll be sitting in bed now reading.
What's her name?
Clarissa.
That's a beautiful name. You are so lucky to marry a woman called Clarissa. I fancy her already, slightly, just with that name.
She puts 2 dots over the A, which I think is very sexy.
As long as she doesn't actually sign a little heart thing underneath it.
Oh, no. That would be terribly quaint.
And she doesn't do a big circle over the I.
No.
Oh, baby, she's all right.
She's there.
She's all right. Forgive her magazine habit. 08704 20 20 20. The Human Zoo on Talksport, the new Human Zoo. Taking calls live, unscreened and entirely at random, and also looking forward to bits and pieces of quality audio or otherwise sent in by Human Zoo listeners. Let's go to line 5. Hi, line 5.
He said, take my advice if you know what's good for you. He said, if you must tell old parrot jokes, tell them the favourite one about the old lady and the parrot, which is a story I'd never heard before. And apparently it is about an old lady who lives at the top of this, that's why it's called The Old Lady and the Parrot, who lives at the top of this tenement block with her parrot. And she's going out one day, you see, and she says to the parrot, now, Polly, she says, Mummy's going to pop down to the shop for a minute. Tee-tee-tee. Pathetic, isn't it? Nothing like an old lady talking to a parrot. Anyway, she said, I'm going down to the shops, and if anyone calls, you must remember to shout out, who is it? Who is it? Thus giving the impression that the place is occupied, so that it will not be turned over by the local ne'er-do-wells in my absence. Now, be a good parrot. If you're a good parrot, I'll get you some nice polyfiller. So off she goes, silly old fool, and who should knock at the door? Who should knock at the door but the insurance man? The parrot says, who is it? And he shouts to the letterbox, it's the insurance man. The parrot says, who is it? He says, it's the insurance man. And they go on like this for a time until frustration and excitement, coupled with a long walk up the stairs, which I forgot to mention, is too much for the poor insurance man. He collapses on the ground. And he's still there when the old lady comes back, you know. And she looks down at him lying there and she says, who is it? And the parrot from inside shouts, it's the insurance man!
Our parents used to laugh at that kind of stuff.
It's kind of lost its edge now, isn't it?
Did you hear the audience go mad at the polyfiller bit?
Polyfiller. I mean, I smiled.
Did you?
I smiled because I know, but you see, I saw good old Ron sat on his chair.
Ah, visualization, yes. You see, for people who don't know, the comedian who did that little sketch was only 5 foot nothing. He was almost sort of medical, wasn't he?
Mm.
But not quite that short. And so, for some reason, people laughed at him, or with him, and he exploited his, his physique, as anybody would do on stage. But that's not a funny gag.
No, it's not.
It's not.
But I can still see him sat in that specially constructed chair.
Yeah, right. Absolutely sure we're not laughing at people who are dispossessed in some way here. All right, Zach, okay, I'll go along with you. I'm Tommy Boyd, it's the Human Zoo. Zach is here. Let's rush to line 6. Line 6, you're on the Human Zoo. Hey.
My name is Perfect World, and I live in a perfect world of Czechoslovakian toilet seats.
08704 20 20 20. Or you can drop us a line with a little piece of audio that you put together yourself, or a sketch, or a statement. It doesn't have to be a piece of prescribed conventional comedy or music. It can just be an expression of something that means something to you. And if it comes from the heart, then it will be sufficiently funny, you see. Human Zoo, Talksport, P.O. Box 1089, London, SE1 8WQ. SE1 8WQ.
He shared the corridors of power with prime ministers. Now he's stalking those same corridors for Talksport to give an excellent insight into the bits that matter to you. He's David Mellor, and he tells it like it is. No holds barred, unmissable, controversial, and always at the heart of the matter. Mellor on Monday, tomorrow morning from 10, only on Talksport.
Woods.
Oh, Frankie, can you believe this?
Believe what?
Even the frog won it now. What's up?
What's up?
I'll tell you what's up.
Hey, Louie, calm down. You know, it's just a great line.
Yeah, Frankie, it is not great. It is grating. These guys are making Budweiser.
You know what? More talked about than ever?
Exactly.
Yeah, but if they'd chosen you to promote Budweiser, it wouldn't be so popular.
That's right.
For once, Louie, I agree with you.
Why? What did I do? What? Wait, talk to me.
If you're the kind of stick in the mud who still believes that mobile phones are just for sad posers, then the Carphone Warehouse is about to confirm everything you've ever thought. Because this month, with certain pay monthly mobile phones, they're giving away a free pair of Calvin Klein sunglasses. No, this is serious. So when you're shouting down your phone in the curry house, everyone can turn around to look and have two reasons for thinking you're a loser. Call 0800 925 925 or visit any Carphone Warehouse store for a free pair of Calvin Klein sunglasses with selected pay monthly phones. The Carphone Warehouse. They're nice like that.
Free sunglasses offer subject to 12-month subscription and availability.
On 1089 and 1053 AM, Tommy Boy on Talksport.
Charlie Wolf will be with you from 1, but let's rattle up the human zoo. Let's go to line 1 and see who's there. Hello, line 1.
Remember this startling headline that flashed across the front pages a few weeks ago? Smoking habits shorten life. Or have you pushed it to the back of your mind, trying to forget it? Forgetting won't change a thing. The fact remains, some smoking habits do shorten life, but not the pipe smoking habits. Doctors have proved that pipe smokers live longer because pipe smoking is not harmful.
Have you ever smoked a pipe, Zach?
I keep threatening to because I think it's something you should try.
You're so young and sort of hippie-ish and, you know, slim and everything. You couldn't be seen dead. What sort of pipe would you get? One of those briars?
Yes, without a doubt.
Dear God, no. Line 2, you're on Talksport's Human Zoo. Hello.
Ratatouille. The chef calls the ratatouille battle because he puts quite a lot of battle in it. He put battle in the ratatouille.
Can't quite grasp it, but that's fine on the Human Zoo. Line 3, you're on the Human Zoo. Good evening. Yes. Very good. Excellent. And line 4, hey.
Hello?
Hello.
Is that Tom?
Speaking.
Oh, mate, thank God I got through. Listen, I've got a bit of video here for you.
Video?
Tape, sorry, mate.
Oh, right, okay.
Here we go, then.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Tom. Guess what? You ain't going to believe this, but I've got a really good contract, right? Doing up a flat. The best job I've had this year, right? And I'm well happy. How about that, then? Loads of money coming my way. I love it. So here's my Tommy Corker impersonation. Not like that. Like that. No, not like that. Like that. No, like that, like that. No, not like that, like that. The moral of this story is, don't forget you're 6'2".
That made you laugh?
Yeah, the last bit did, yeah.
Yeah, Listen, Tom, right? I don't mean to be a bit heavy here, yeah? But you giving up smoking, right? You ain't on the ball, are you, mate?
No.
You ain't. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
You just ain't that. You're a snappy guy, but you ain't that snappy tonight. I don't reckon.
I agree with you. No, I've given up smoking. I think I'm going to go and have a fag in a minute.
Yeah, I reckon you should, right? Because I had this bird, right? She gave up smoking.
Yeah.
And after that, she was a right miserable bitch, right?
Yeah.
And I ain't her friend anymore. And I don't want that to happen to us, do I?
What, you and me?
Yeah. I'm your mate, ain't I?
I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, do you reckon?
We'll see.
Good luck with it.
We'll stick with each other through thick and thin, darling.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea trying to give up, mate, but don't lose your personality.
No, thank you.
Ciao.
Your personality's more smoking.
You're 72, yes, you're such a man who's just written a book. That's proper radio.
It's quite interesting. I've just been treated somehow. Hang on. Line 6, good evening.
Hello, is that Tommy?
Speaking.
No, the meaning of your life.
Go on then.
Michael Portillo, stop pooing in my fridge.
No idea. No, that's all right. Line 1, good evening. You're live on Talksport's Human Zoo.
Hi, Tommy.
No idea what that was all about. Hello.
I've got some information for Ash.
Well, he's not here tonight.
Yeah, I know that. Could you pass the message on to him for
I'll
me,
keep it
please?
in my back pocket until next week. It's a bit crumpled, but...
he didn't actually go out with a woman last night. It was actually my mate Rob Mays' 5-foot turtle.
I see.
And he might have been attracted by Charlie Wolf's ring. It's very small, but attractive.
Yes, fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. No idea. Line 2, you're on Talksport's Human Zoo. Good evening.
Husband to a murdered wife, father to a murdered child. I will get my vengeance, whether it be in this life or the next.
Yeah. Thank you. And line 3. It's gone very gothic.
Is your name Jimmy?
It's gone very bizarre. What?
Is your name Jimmy?
Is my name Jimmy? It's gone very psychotic now. It's gone from gothic to psychotic in about 4 calls. So that's okay. I like it. Line 4, good evening.
Good evening, Tommy.
Hello.
All right.
Yeah?
I just wondered, where the humans originated from. Yeah, where you got the idea from in the first place, right? Is it America?
No. No, well, certainly not.
Yeah,
no.
they always, think of things before us, didn't they? You know?
Generally, but in the case of the Human Zoo, I don't think there's a show like the Human Zoo on American radio. No, to be, without sounding precious, I've devised it and developed it myself.
Well, so it's your own original idea?
Well, you'd have to say
you
so,
copy anybody,
if it came out in court, yes, it is, yes.
Yeah. Oh, right. So you're admitting now that it wasn't your own idea.
Pardon? Well, how did you jump to that piece of thinking from what I said?
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I just thought you might have copied somebody else, yeah.
No.
Because it's all copyright, isn't it?
Pardon?
It's all copyright, isn't it?
What is?
The Human Zoo.
Copyright?
Yeah.
What does that mean in your world?
Well, it originally came out in America, didn't it?
No. We just established that. We've had that discussion. You obviously weren't part of it, even though you were one of the only 2 people present.
No, I'd like to say hello to Ashley, even though he's not there.
Fine. You got both of those things wrong because his name isn't Ashley.
So his name is Ashley to me, because I know he doesn't like being called that by that name.
Fascinating.
Yeah, but I'll call him Ashley anyway, because he don't like being called, by that name.
Live long and prosper, my friend.
All right, see you, Tommy. Bye.
Yeah. Fantastic. 08704 20 20 20.
Jimmy! Is that you?
What?
Hey, Jimmy!
Yes. That was good, no? That was good. Now, you see, that last run down the switchboard from 1 to 6 was, 5 of the calls were particularly angsty and, kind of stressful, which is how you feel on a Sunday evening, which is why the Human Zoo being where it is an expression of that. I suspect that if it went out on, say, a Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning or Sunday morning, it'd be totally different. But it sits as it does and it works as it does because people have a particular expression that they are happy to share because it helps them to share it on a Sunday evening. And it's actually quite nice, I think, listening to know that lots of other people, in fact, 98% of humanity, feels the same as you do on a Sunday night. Simple as that. I'm Tommy Boyd. Zach is here. Ash is at a prior engagement. Let's take line 1. Hi, line 1. See, line 1's been a sticky line all night. Oh, sorry, fella, whoever you are. Yeah, level a bit low. Practice with a friend. Line 2, you're on, hey?
What are you getting so mushy about?
Well, I'm glad you asked me.
Ah.
I couldn't keep it from you much longer.
What?
Life's biggest moment. I'm going to be married.
You don't believe me.
Yes, I don't believe... What do you mean you don't believe me? Didn't I just tell you I was going to be married?
Who to?
Why, a woman, of course. Did you ever hear of anybody marrying a man?
Sure. Who? My sister.
That there's no time for levity. She's the sweetest girl you ever saw. Well-read, traveled all over the world, loved by everyone. And she's mine, all mine. Well, what do you think of it?
What does levity mean?
Levity is a synonym. You know what a synonym is. Synonym is cinnamon. Hello? What are you doing?
Somebody knocking on the phone.
That's levity.
Hello, Mr. Levity?
Go to the door. Hello, Mr. Levity. Hello, Mr. Hardy.
Thank you, Mr. Levity.
Yes, sir.
Oh, jump ship. That was fine. That was dandy. It's sustained. Well done. Laurel and Hardy, they're just funny. And it's interesting, isn't it, Zach? You don't really need the visuals. You can just see it in your mind. And
you could see in that pregnant pause, you could see him kind of.
Hello, Mr. Levity. It's cracking. 08704 20 20 20. The Human Zoo, the new Human Zoo on Talksport. Ash is at a prior engagement. I'm Tommy Boyd. Zach is here.
Tomorrow night on the James Whale Show, the secret messages in the words of politicians, rock stars, and even your own friends. A reverse speech specialist tells how he interprets what people really mean when he turns their sentences back to front. This says back to front, and sometimes his findings are terrifying. James Whale goes backwards. The Whale goes backwards. Tomorrow night from 9:30, only on Talksport. Don't miss it.
I could never stop worrying. I had so many loans, debts, monthly bills, payments for this, payments for that, but some of my friends never seemed to worry about money at all. They were all in debt to some extent, but hadn't let money worries get on top of them. I asked what I should do, and they told me about Dial for a Loan and how I could reduce my monthly outgoings by up to 70%. Thanks to Dial for a Loan, I've cleared all my debts with one low-cost loan. I even have enough money left over each month to enjoy life a bit more, and I don't worry. Dial for a Loan offer a free no-obligation service. So if you're a homeowner, call free on 0800 915 0011. That's 0800 915 0011.
Loan secured on property and subject to status. Written quotations available on request.
How much will you give me for this? The old mobile phone. Come on, it's yours for 50 quid. Okay, all right, maybe it's a bit on the heavy side. But, okay, maybe it's a lot on the heavy side. But, hey, big is the new small. It's the retro look. Check out the ringtone. Come on, they're crying out for these in Albania. No? Right then. The Carphone Warehouse it is. Because it doesn't matter how old your mobile is, if it works and you've got a manual and a charger, they'll still give you a 50 quid trade-in for it when you buy any pay monthly phone. The Carphone Warehouse. They're nice like that.
On L89 and 10:53 a.m.
Let's go to line 1. Hi, line 1. You're on the Human Zoo.
Fabulous British cuisine. I want to be thick, Ralph.
I'm speaking of tomato soup. And here's what I'm thinking. Try poaching eggs in it.
Good, tasty.
Just break them into the hot soup and poach your eggs.
What a great idea. Salmonella of raw eggs crack into the great taste of lukewarm orange, citric acid and whey protein.
What a blend of flavors.
At infinitum, his very own Professor Kurt Smith tried this recipe out under laboratory conditions. And it came out just fine.
Heinz baked beans.
Could we have another delicious Heinz cuisine hint, please?
And here's a Heinz hint. Try baking them with grated cheese and browning under the grill.
Fresh.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, well, it's not nice, but it won't kill you. In fact, it's good, tasty, filling, healthy, full of So is alphabetic spaghetti, by the way. It's full of
You don't get alphabetti spaghetti anymore, or spaghetti hoops, do you? A lot of things have died out. Really?
Well, it's you get kind of themed spaghetti now.
You don't.
You do.
People now buy spaghetti and then put sauce on it.
No.
But years ago, there was just that spaghetti that you got in tins, which was ludicrous and disgusting, really, I thought. But
you get themed, instead of like alphabets, it's kind of like, it's Bob the Builder or something like that. And it's little bricks and shovels.
I think that was a resonance there, that last call, of the one we had about baked beans and how much nicer baked beans on toast taste if somebody else makes it for you. But I find that with a cup of tea. Somebody can make me a really rubbishy cup of tea, weak, horrible, off milk, in a stained mug. You can tell it's stained. It hasn't been washed out properly. But if somebody else has made it for me, it's the love factor. Line 2, you're live on the Human Zoo. Hey.
Hey, yo, Tommy, it's Vincent in Amsterdam.
Pardon?
It's Vincent from Amsterdam.
Vincent, hello.
How you doing, man?
Good.
I'm with Ash, man.
Say again?
I'm with Ash, man.
Oh, understood, yes.
And he's got a little message for you, man.
Okay.
1 minute.
Yeah, all right, man. Yeah, pretty good. I like it. Thank you, Vincent. Line 3, pulling up a chair. You're on Talksport Human Zoo. Hi. Hey, 3.
Thank you, Vincent.
Right, what's this?
You read it. I can't find them.
My dear, darling, precious Oliver, as I sit writing this note to you with your picture in front of me, I have decided that all is over between us, for I love another, your one-time sweetheart, Jean.
What's the matter?
I can't get into this one just
Didn't
yet.
you read it? Yeah, but I wasn't listening.
No, I can't get into that one. If you want to play a piece of comedy audio down the phone, it needs to be a piece that works without being able to see the pictures, and I couldn't quite get what that one was all about. So sorry, I don't like cutting people off, but and we had another piece about 5 minutes before, so Thank you for that. So no more Laurel and Hardy for a wee bit. And choose the bit that you want to play carefully. Make sure it's got to work for other people. You see, that's the thing. When you make a contribution to the Human Zoo, you've got to be thinking in part, hey, yeah, I'm on the Human Zoo and I've done something so I can tell people tomorrow. But also be thinking about people who are listening. Be a bit sympathetic to them. Because there's me, I'm a good listener, but I couldn't quite get what that was all about. And, like 30 seconds in, 45 seconds in, if you're still not quite sure what your mind is supposed to be constructing, where are they standing, what are they wearing, and what's it all about, then you're not going to get a giggle out of it, and you're not going to get a sense of surrealism about it. So it's not quite going to work. Sorry, a little bit of an editorial meeting there. Line 4. Good evening, Line 4. You're live on the Human Zoo.
Thanks, will you? Have you found yourself between two people at the same time in some manner? I'm very aware, just rather quickly on your voice vibration, of a lovely lady who comes here close to me, bless her. Definitely. Yes. And you see, you're a perfect specimen.
You love to be married.
Well played, friend. And Line 5. Hi, Line 5. And to Line 6. Good evening, Line 6. You're on the Human Zoo.
Self-expressed is
Yeah, fair enough. You could have gone on, actually. I mean, you didn't have to end it there. It's low-key, but it was what the guy or lady wanted to say. So, Line 1, hello.
Dear 38, 552. Not satisfied with it. Bug. I'll see you next time.
Okay. And Line 2, hello.
I'm the star of the show. They say I'm a coach. Well, they should know. With my suave good looks and my savoir faire, it's like Omar Sharif without the hair. Two great contestants, Mick and his dad. Nice to have you with us. Two grand laughs. You're the PhD and he throws the marrows. Take my advice. Let him throw the arrows. Listen carefully. This is how it starts. I'll ask the questions and you throw the dart. Tell me the capital of Madrid in Spain. Oh no, that's the answer. Can we take that again?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Next.
There's this lady, see, this lady, his wife had a cat. Yes. See, and she cooked a nice big meat pie and gave it to her husband to take to the office. Yes. And so this wife made this big pie, see, gave it to her husband in his to take to the office, and the little piece left over. Oh, I know this one. This is a funny one. Yeah, this is a good story. No. Oh. Who's telling the story? So, she gave this cat some of this pie, you see, and he went out, and he came back half an hour later. You know what I mean? He did have to. He just put up. So he came back, and he walked in like that. Or maybe like that. No, it was like that. And all his hair was stand up like that, and his eyes were staring like that. And all he turned right over on his back, his legs up there, and his tail stiff as a poke.
That's right. And she thought the pie must be poisonous. And so she thought her husband's eaten the pie, so I must ring the office. So she rang the office, didn't she? And they put it out on the telephone. But it was too late because he'd already eaten the pie. So they had to take him off to the hospital. And he had the oxygen tents, and he had the stomach pumps, and he had the injections. And all the time his wife's sitting at home and she's getting worried. She's in a panic. Her bottle's gone. She thinks to herself. She she thinks to herself, what's happened to the old man? And then suddenly, the milkman arrives, doesn't he? And the milkman says, how's the cat? And the wife says, how did you know about the cat?
And the milkman said, half an hour ago, I knocked him down with a milk cart.
Yeah, not bad. Was that Tommy Cooper? Yeah, the nodding's not great radio, Zach.
Sorry, no.
Didn't you, day 2 of radio school?
I never went to radio school.
It shows.
Sorry, I was in the pub.
Sorry. Yeah.
You need little blobs of icing to make sure they don't topple over.
Who's this?
These chocolate-covered balls can be got from a sweet shop. So you finish up with cake of the day.
Cantar nos meus If I could stick my pen in my heart, I'd feel it all over the stage.
0-0 at the moment for Luton. And Luton has got a free kick coming up now. Draw. 4-4.
Hiya, fellas. The name's Sport Goofy, and I'm going to be your new coach. How many of you have played soccer before?
Somebody's worked quite hard on this. 1966.
I'll never surrender.
Very good, fella, yes. Very good, very good. But post it in so we can play it audio style, yeah? P.O. Box 1089, London SE1 8WQ, The Human Zoo, Talksport. P.O. Box 1089, London SE1 8WQ. Or if you want to email a piece of audio in and you're able to record things on your PC, that means that the recording takes the shape of an audio file. You know that. What you have to do is crunch it down, compress it from the WAV file that you've probably got it recorded as into a piece of MP3, and you can usually download some bits of software which will enable you to do that. Then all you have to do is email me at Talksport, either by clicking on the button that says email the show during the show, although the machinery is not 100% at the moment, so this is your better bet. When the show is off the air, tomorrow evening perhaps, something like that, then you go to talksport.net, go to the presenters gallery and click on my picture. And tell me that you want to email me something with an MP3 attachment for the Human Zoo. I'll then email you back an address which will enable you to send your attachment. I'm Tommy Boyd. This is the Human Zoo.
On 1089 and 1053 AM, Talk Sport. On the hour, sports updates and headline news from the Sky News Centre.
It's midnight. I'm Harold George.
On Talk Sport.
This is a special moment right now. We'd like to take this time to tell all the kids at home, send your parents out of the room. This is a kid's song. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, it sucks pretty. Sing along! You're gonna have to mow the lawn, do the dishes, make your bed. You're gonna have to go to school until you're 17. It's gonna seem about 3 times as long as that. You might have to go to war, shoot a gun, kill a nut. You might have to go to war when you get out of school. You're gonna be a giant mess when you get back home.
And so, Easter Bunny, you'll find out when you grow up that Big Bird isn't funny.
Life's gonna suck when you grow up. It sucks pretty bad right now.
I've got something for you.
You're gonna end up smoking crack on your back, face the back. You're gonna end up hooked on smack, and then you're gonna die.
In a moment. The summer number 1. What do you reckon?
And then you're gonna...
Look, that's to say... There's a school of thought round here at Talk Sport that says that we think we know what might be, or what ought to be, a good summer number 1, because there's a tune just out which is sufficiently amusing and strange and interesting, and apparently heard it
in a couple of minutes. It's the Human Souls live, unscreened, and entirely at random. 08704 20 20 20. Or you can email the show by going to talksport.net. Or if you fancy putting a little expression of however it is you generally feel on a Sunday, I'll do the address again very shortly for that. Or if you want to email it, MP3 as an attachment to an email, then click on the presenters gallery after hours, after the show's off the air, and I'll email you back with an address that you can send your MP3 thing to, because you'll be able to get an attachment to a message that you send to Talksport on our email the show button, for a bunch of reasons, good reasons. Okay, 08704 20 20 20. Let's start with line 6. Evening, line 6. You're on the Human Zoo.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Yes.
Where's please? Isn't it you, Jimmy?
Yes.
Oh, one of you should be home by now.
Okay. I thought it was a piece of pre-recorded audio. I saw standing out the way. Didn't realise I was meant to be involved. Line 5. Good evening. You're on the Human Zoo.
Don't stand there, Goblin! Like you've never seen your hand of God before! Now, today we're going to do walking up and down the square! That is, unless any of you got anything better to do! Well! Anyone got anything they'd rather be doing than marching up and down the square? Yes! Atkinson! What would you rather be doing, Atkinson?
Well, to be quite honest, Sarge, I'd rather be at home with the wife and kids.
Would you now?
Yes, Sarge.
Right, off you go. Now, everybody else happy with my little plan of marching up and down the square a bit?
Sarge?
Yes.
I've got a book I'd quite like to read.
Right, you're going to read the book then. Now, everybody else quite content to join in with my little scheme of marching up and down the square?
Sarge?
Yes, quickly, what is it?
Well, I'm learning the piano.
Yeah, the piano?
Yes, Sarge.
And I suppose you want to go and practice, eh? Marching up and down the square, not good enough for you, eh?
Well...
Right, off you go! Now, what about the rest of you? Rather be at the pictures, I suppose. Right. All right, off you go! Funny army, I know what it's coming to. Right, Sergeant Major marching up and down the square. Right.
Democracy and humanitarianism have always been trademarks of the British Army.
Yes, not. Thank you. 08704 20 20 20. Okay, let's take a little listen then to what people who think they know their stuff, and by and large they do, at Talksport, believe is going to be a surprise big hit this summer. What's it called again? You can go on, Mike. Go on.
It's the Avalon Gears, Tommy. It's an Australian group. And it's
Okay.
called, I've even forgotten, Frontier Psychiatrists.
Okay.
Mr. Kirk, Dexter's in school.
I'm afraid he's not, Miss Birchmore. Dexter's truancy problem is way out of hand. The Baltimore County School Board has decided to expel Dexter from the entire public school system.
Mr. Kirk, I'm as upset as you about Dexter's truancy, but surely expulsion is not the answer.
I'm afraid expulsion is the only answer. It's the opinion of the entire staff that Dexter is criminally insane.
That boy needs therapy. Psychosomatic. That boy needs therapy. Psychosomatic. That boy needs therapy. Lie down on the couch. What does that mean? You're a nut. You're crazy in the coconut. What does that mean? That boy needs therapy. I'm gonna kill that you. That boy needs therapy. You're ready to do. Let's have a tune. Correct. Count three. That boy needs therapy.
He was white as a sheet.
And he also made false teeth.
Business continues below.
Did I ever tell you the story about the
Cowboys! The Indians. Here. Like a strangely hypnotized. I was in another world, a world of... Doing up Thomas the man with the golden eyeball.
And hiding your bucket or juice on your chin.
I promised my girlfriend.
The violin.
Frontier Society.
Psychiatry on Talksport by
What does that mean?
the Avalancheers, Australian outfit apparently. Okay, I like it. We'll play it again. Thanks for that, Rob. 08704 20 20 20. Human Zoo on Talksport to line 4, evening 4.
The temperature of any place on the Earth depends on the position of the sun in the sky.
Yep, no argument. Although, it can also depend on where you stick the thermometer. Yeah. Line 3.
Hello. Sorry. Big nervous. I had a dog that made that noise all the time.
Yeah, no, our cat's been unwell. How is your dog? Dead?
Dead.
Dead. What happened to it? Did you bury it or?
Yes, in the garden.
Oh, really? Because you bury budgies, don't you? Because, well, what else? And you put goldfish down the lavatory, I think, in tissue. I don't know why. Why do we wrap them in tissue before we put them down the lavatory? But we do.
So we don't get in trouble, you know.
Well, you know.
It's probably illegal to dump goldfish.
Oh, no, it isn't. No, but we do that out of respect, I think.
Paper copy.
And also, I think it's because we're worried in case they don't go the first time. We don't want to see them bobbing there.
Well, no, it's to keep them together, because the last thing you want is bits of goldfish, isn't it?
True. But hamsters and budgerigars we bury in the garden, often in an old baked bean tin. But cats and dogs, it's tricky. Did you wrap your dog in anything?
I can't remember.
No?
I can't remember. I think it was in some sort of sack that it came back, like a body bag that it came from the vets from.
Oh, right, you took it to the vet to have it killed?
No. It went to the vets to have an operation and sadly didn't make it.
Didn't work it?
No.
Oh, my God. I wonder if they use those electric things that they put on people in casualty.
The paddles.
Stand away! You know, ba-dum. It always means you're dead when you get those.
Yeah.
I've never, ever, in any hospital drama, ever, seen anybody, get that thing, ba-dum, and go, oh, that's better. They don't, just get beep, and the sheet goes over and the relatives have to be told. But, no, our cat, we have a cat, oh, God, she died in a goal mouth. We've got little junior football goals in the garden, as you do, and she hanged herself in them.
No.
Yeah, it was awful. My wife came down one morning, and there was the cat, kind of like hanging, like a war criminal or something in this goal. She'd somehow, for some reason, decided to try and climb up the netting, and got herself tangled in it, and it round her neck. Oh, it was awful business. So we got the children off to school without telling them, and it was down to me to dispose of the cat, which was by now stiff. I didn't know what to do. I didn't like the idea of her being eaten by, insects. So I dug a hole, and then I wrapped her up in, I tore up an old shirt of mine and wrapped her lovingly in it. And then I thought, I'm not going to let the insects have her. So I torched her, covered her in paraffin, and poof. But, still felt bad,
Yeah, I couldn't do that. It would have to be
hole in the ground.
A hole in the ground. No, I put her in a hole in the ground. I torched her in the hole in the ground. I put her in the hole in the ground, then I poured paraffin on her, and then I let her go.
Yeah, I'd have to dig the hole and cover. I couldn't.
But that's for us. I just thought about her, you see, because that's the thing. I'm a person who extends into the experience of the person I'm with. Or,
yes.
That's how I am. I've always have been. I can't help it.
But you say your cat's been ill?
Yeah, a big hairball on the hall carpet.
That's nasty, isn't it?
She went out into the garden and was trembling. She's about 180 in cat years, so it's any day now.
Yeah.
I've started checking whether she's alive. If I come in the afternoon and she's in the armchair,
still breathing. Yeah.
Well, you can just tell because sometimes one of her hips goes up and down a little bit. So you think, oh, she's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. But see, I've got 21 cats.
I know that is kinky.
Kinky?
No, I think so.
It's no perversion.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's sexual. I just mean it's kinky. It is kinky to have 21 cats.
It's one for the women.
I was going to say, the only other person I know, the only person I've ever heard of who could beat you is Beryl Reid, and that was when she was alive. She had 21 cats.
Really?
Yeah, my mum went down to see her. I can't remember why. And there were 5 cats on the bed. She was in it.
With 5 cats?
You have cats all over your bed, presumably?
No, I don't actually let them in my bedroom.
No.
But
21?
We have a lot, but the idea was we were supposed to breed them and sell them because they're like not designer cats, what's the word? Pedigree cats.
Yeah.
But we just can't bear to part with them.
Right.
Once we've sort of reared them and raised them, we just can't bear to leave them. Although we did send one to Switzerland, sorry.
Yeah.
On a plane.
Well, you stuff them or something. You still have them then around, and you'll be able to remember them always as little cats.
It's an option, and I will put it
or
to a meeting.
Maybe make a coat out of them.
Now there's an idea.
Isn't there an idea? A shawl, perhaps.
I think a shawl would probably be I think sort of.
What about a terrific little sort of Raquel Welch-like bikini for Clarissa? Yeah.
Oh, now that
or booties. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A cat fur bikini, and like the girl there. And we better play it, and we'll play it in a minute. Somebody sent in, Mark Chapman has sent in an excellent CD of bits and pieces of audio that he's collected for the Human Zoo. No, I'm going to save Mark until next week.
Okay.
Partly because I want Ash to see the photograph on the CD that he sent in of the woman with the pigtails and the boots. But also I think we're probably wall to wall with audio for this evening. I'm not proposing to play more than half a dozen pieces of audio into the new Human Zoo per night, because otherwise it will crowd out what is the essential part of the programme, which is phone calls, live, unscreened, and at random. Let's go to line 1. Hi, line 1, you're on.
The Human Zoo of Life on the radio, where Tommy and Zach do the thing, like a miracle. But do you know why we call you all of the time? We love you, Tommy. We love you, Zach. Papa.
Very sweet. No, we don't know why. Well, I do. Yeah, of course I know why you call. If I was you, I'd call. This is the only phone-in program I would call. I would call this show. You are calling this show. Hello, line 2.
Read out your email from Inga from Sweden.
I will do when I get to it. Machinery's not working at the moment. Thank you for that piece of direction. Okay, 08704 20 20 20. Charlie Wolf with you from 12, from 1. But until then, it's the Human Zoo on Talksport. I'm Tommy Boyd. Ash has a prior engagement. I don't know what that means. He's not cool, is he? You have any idea?
I've no idea.
Oh, there. He phoned me yesterday afternoon. Hey, man. Sasha. Listen, man, I've got a prior engagement. I won't do the zoo on Sunday. He wasn't drunk. He just was talking in that sort of relaxed way, yeah. He said, but I'll see you next week. So I said, okay, cool.
That's fine.
So Zach is here.
After a life that's been splashed across the headlines, now he's here to expose the truth behind the headlines. He tells it like it is, no holds barred. Like him or loathe him, his opinions are guaranteed to provoke controversy and vitriol across the nation. He's David Mellor, and he's here on Talksport. Mellor on Monday, this morning from 10 on Talksport. Don't miss.
You're listening to the radio by yourself.
Everyone else is living a perfect world, and you're stuck listening to the radio by yourself. Look, try the Talksport Singles Connection. It's the easiest way of finding someone in your area who's sitting there right now in exactly the same frame of mind as you. Call 0870 243 6907 and leave a few details about yourself and let the system do the rest. It's easy. There's no obligation and it's totally confidential. Just call the number 0870 243 6907. It works. 0870 243 6907. Calls charged at national rates.
Tell you what, that coffee bar across the road there, wasn't it, a tobacconist?
That's right, it was. Yeah. You've got a good memory.
All right. And that sports bar used to be a cinema, didn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know, even the old bicycle factory's been converted into, trendy loft apartments now, isn't it?
Well, a lot's changed since you were here last. Anyway, Mr. Taylor, here's the keys to your Renault van. See you at the next service.
All right, thanks so much.
The new Renault Master DCI has a common rail diesel engine for even bigger gaps between services. Renault Vans, the vans that run and run and run.
Over to the sink with kitchen power, across to the worktop, onto the hob. Beautiful cleaning action. Now he picks up the bath power, through to the shower. Look at those taps sparkle, it's amazing. Oh, the light scale's been sent off. That's the most effortless clean I've ever seen.
Shock, bath power and kitchen power. The amazing cleaners made from natural plant extracts are taking the nation by storm.
I used it on the taps and the stainless steel sink, and they come really sparkly.
Bath power and kitchen power remove limescale, grime, grease, stains and soap scum with no hard work or your money back. Shock, bath power and kitchen power actually work. Available in leading supermarkets everywhere.
On 1089 and 1053 AM, Tommy Boyd on Talksport.
Prune juice. You make my bowels loose. You make everything move through me. Prune juice. Prune juice, I think I need you. 'Cause I wanna go for sure. But come on and make me squeeze. You move me.
08704 20 20 20, the Human Zoo on Talksport. Let's go to line 1. Hi, line 1, you're on.
Hello, Tommy. This is just to remind the listeners that if you call a business with no 7,000 number, it's going to cost you 25p a minute, which is actually 5 shillings in real money and quite a lot for a phone call. Any opinions or anything on that? I did it a few days ago and got the phone bill and I wasn't very pleased.
What business was that?
I just ordered a shirt from one of these promotional companies that was doing shirts, and they changed their number to an 07,000 number, so I'm blind now. And 25p a minute just to make an ordinary phone call to an office is not exactly cricket, I don't think.
No.
So if people see these businesses doing these, I recommend not to do it, and they might wonder what the loud silence is after a few weeks and realise the error of their ways.
Could be.
Customer power. That's the only way we can do it.
No.
Okay?
Yeah, cheers. Line 2, you're on the Human Zoo. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. We've impounded your vehicle, sir. Yeah, it's a C-Reg combine harvester. Yeah. We've removed the jammed Wurzel tape, so you've no need to fear about that. You left a copy of Farmers Weekly on the back. We'll be able to mail that to you. All right? Yes?
Sorry, are you talking to me? Am I in the sketch? I didn't get my copy of the script. Sorry? Hello?
Oh. We should have mailed it to you before.
Yes, you should have done, really.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm ad-libbing, and I'm actually quite good, but I didn't want to spoil your flow there.
Well, no.
No. So I'll let you get on with it, but I didn't realise it was live either.
Oh, all right.
I'm in the sketch, am I?
Somewhere, yes.
Oh, right. Well, what's my bit, then? I mean, it was very good, but I didn't realise I was supposed to be there, you see.
No.
And what am I, anyway? A yokel or what? Or a businessman farmer, because you get lots of those.
Yeah.
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 Well, which am I? A bit of direction.
Just a local, you know.
I'm a yokel local. A local yokel.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, shall we do it again then?
All right.
All right, fine. Okay. So you're a police officer, and you're clamping my combine harvester.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay.
No, excuse me, sir. You're the owner of this C-Reg combine harvester?
No.
No?
No.
No, well, we've got the evidence right here. I mean, we've just removed from your vehicle, Exhibit A, one jammed Wurzel tape.
I know, but it's not mine.
Exhibit B, Farmers Weekly.
Yeah. No, you see, the thing is, we won't dwell too much on the sort of minutiae of this, but the combine harvester is usually not owned by the person who's driving it. It's usually owned by some fat, filthy, rich gentleman farmer, and he's got some geezer driving it for him on £2.50 an hour from 5 o'clock in the morning until it gets dark. And sometimes they do it, in fact, by headlights.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't be the owner of it.
No.
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 No. And actually, they don't like the Wurzels. They tend to like retro. I'll tell you what people in the country like. Shall I tell you what they like? ABBA.
Yeah.
ABBA. You're not a country person, are you?
No.
No. ABBA. They love ABBA in the country. They love ABBA. I don't know why. They can do all their songs, and if you break into anybody's car in the country, you can guarantee that you'll have to shake an ABBA cassette out the stereo once you've got it home. Ready for the car boot sale. Okay.
Okay.
Yep, but apart from that, nice one.
Right.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you, Tommy.
Well done. Good
Thank
work,
you.
good work. Cheers now.
Yeah, cheers, bye.
A little bit of act doctoring there. We used to have act doctors when I was a comic at Butlin, Zach. They used to come round and they would say, you know, would you like some advice? You do your act, and then there'd be these blokes hanging around at the back. They said, would you like some advice? Okay. You have to pay them a £5 and they'd say, right, do this, do this, do this. But it was good advice.
Really?
Oh. About how to walk on stage.
There is an art to walking on stage. I've done some acting.
Have you?
Many years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was just a moment in the little preceding bit there where he sort of started to question him, am I in this piece?
Yeah.
And I did a similar sort of thing many years ago in a West End show.
Oh.
And I sort of said, I never made it to the West End. It was like an audition. I said, am I in this piece?
Yes.
And there was a frantic moment where the director and the writer were sort of threw their bits of paper. And I just imagined that there. I imagined just going, let's see. I just imagined that. Sorry. An act doctor.
An act doctor, yes. So I was going to talk about the way in which directors say cue. Because some directors go, and cue. And then other directors go, and cue! And other directors go, and cue. Like, and I always find, the first time you ever work with a new director who's got a different way of cueing, you always, after you've done the thing for the first take, you always say, stop, I'm sorry, I can't. And they go, what? I always say, no, sorry, I just was taking on board the way you do it. Now that I know the way you do it, you can do it, and it won't be in my mind when we start. But then they started using all sorts of different ways of filming things, and there's such a difference between people who still use film and people who do video, because video people don't have to cue, because it's not critical, the waste of tape. Critical is, film costs.
Yeah,
and so they want to go cue,
use it.
and if it's not going to work, they go cut as quickly as they can, because they're wasting film. But tape doesn't matter, just tape over it. So sometimes directors just kind of go, and all right, well, everybody's ready then, okay, well, in your own time then. And they walk away. And you sit there with them to go, hi, good evening and welcome to the programme. You may wonder why I'm standing here in a busy street in Naples. Or the kind of shit that TV presenters come out with, you know. 08704 20 20 20 is the number. It's the Human Zoo on Talksport, line 4. Hey, line 4.
I'll tell you what. So, listen to this. Whenever life gets you down, Mrs. Brown, and things seem hard or tough, and people are stupid, obnoxious or daft, Just remember that you're standing on a planet that's evolving, revolving at 900 miles an hour. That's orbiting at 19 miles a second, so it's reckoned a sun that is the source of all our power. The sun and you and me and all the stars that we can see are moving at 1 million miles a day in an outer spiral arm at 40,000 miles an hour of the galaxy we call the Milky Way. Our galaxy itself contains 100 billion stars. It's 100,000 light years side to side. It bulges in the middle, 16,000 light years thick, but out by us it's just 3,000 light years wide. We're 30,000 light years from galactic central point. We go round every 200 million years. And our galaxy is only one of millions of billions in this amazing and expanding universe. Keeps on expanding and expanding in all of the directions it can whiz. As fast as it can go, the speed of light, you know, 12 million miles a minute, and that's the fastest speed there is. So remember when you're feeling very small and insecure, how amazingly unlikely is your birth. And pray that there's intelligent life somewhere else in space, 'cause there's bugger all down here on Earth.
See that? I don't think there's a song ever been written, and I'm talking about hymns as well, the words of which, right, burn deeper into your soul when you're lying on a Sunday night thinking to yourself, do I really need to bother in the morning? When you think, look out the window, just how vast it all is, and how important tomorrow appears to each of us. My tomorrow seems very important to me, and your tomorrow, Zach, seems very important to you, doesn't it? You're going to do all the things you have to do tomorrow, aren't you?
I have.
Yeah, and we're all the same. We're all going to do. And right across planet Earth, there's something like, I think it's 4,500 billion people. It's Monday for all of them tomorrow. Because that's the one thing. No matter what language or time zone you're in, tomorrow is Monday. Okay. And it means getting up and doing something that largely you don't want to do, but you think is terribly important. And then if you don't do it, terrible things will happen. But then you look out the window, and what you can see, it just goes on for such a long way that it's almost forever. And that last line in it, you know where he says, when you think how insignificant and small and insignificant you are, just think how amazingly unlikely is your birth. That doesn't make you feel better, does it?
No.
It makes you feel even more like,
just nothing.
Why do I bother?
Yeah.
So it's not really a terribly hopeful song, but on the other hand...
Quote that to the boss tomorrow. I'm going to take a day off.
How amazingly unlikely is your birth? Because you think about it, the unlikeliness of your parents meeting, and then on the occasion that they made love that you were the byproduct of, because that probably wasn't the main reason they did it.
Oh, no.
Now, how many sperm does it get released?
Loads.
Hundreds of thousands?
Easily.
And if a different one had got to the egg, you see, Zach, than the one that did when you were born, or that conceived you, you'd have been different, wouldn't you?
Oh, without a doubt. I wouldn't be here.
And it wouldn't be you?
No, it wouldn't be me.
It would look a bit like you, but it wouldn't be you in there. The you that's in you might have been me. Oh, let's not go into that.
No, this is too deep for me.
But you know what I mean?
No, I
Why do we
understand,
bother?
but it's...
P.O. Box 1089, London, SE1 8WQ. I'd love God to actually get in touch and explain. Maybe we're not supposed to find out until we're dead, I don't know. 08704 20 20 20 is the number. Thank you for that, whoever called with that little tune, which is very pretty, but it doesn't half, at some point or other, when you take on board any of the stats and the information in it, make you go...
That would have been nice on mini disc.
This is the Human Zoo.
Thank you for buying this luxury, easy self-assembly bedside cabinet. You will require 34 long pins, 17 dowel inserts, 17 insertion wrap joints, prefabricated units A, B, Q, R, and Z, and an undying belief in the ineffability of the human spirit. Do not remove any of the sprocket joints, as this could result in your warranty being void.
The no-nonsense sports breakfast with John Smiths. Not as much fun as building flat-pack furniture, but less messing about. Silky smooth sport in the morning with Alan Brazil and Mike Parry. This morning from 6 on Talksport.
This is the AA. If you don't want to ring round to find car insurance yourself, you can make just one call to us. We'll search through a list of leading insurers, and we promise to get you our lowest quote. There's no way we can prove this in a radio ad, but trust that we will do it. Why? Because we will. Call AA Car Insurance Services, 0800 444 777.
All right, son, we know you've done it. Lime scale, grease, grime and stains. The problem with your type is you're scum. Soap scum. Well, you're nicked. Shock, bath power and kitchen power, the amazing cleaners with no bleach, no chlorine and no ammonia, made from natural plant extracts, are taking the nation by storm.
I like it. It not only looks clean, but it feels clean. It's just fantastic stuff.
Bath power and kitchen power remove lime scale, grime, grease, stains and soap scum with no hard work or your money back. Shock, bath power and kitchen power actually work. Available in leading supermarkets everywhere. On 10:89 and 10:53 a.m. Talksport.
Charlie Wolf will be here from 1, but let's go to line 6 and see who we have. Hi, line 6, you're on the Human Zoo. Yeah, very low level.
Can you not hear that?
No, I can hear you loud and clear. Why don't you put the phone up against the thing so that we can hear
Yeah,
it?
well, the thing is, I'm on a mobile, and I've recorded it onto this little microphone device.
Yeah?
And, obviously I can't get it loud enough.
No.
If I hold the phone up against the tape,
Yeah.
it'll get that horrible mobile-y sound.
Yeah, well, you've obviously thought it through, but you're still just a little bit away from making it work. Why have you got to use a mobile? Haven't you got a landline?
Yes, but it would be foolish to use that at the moment.
How very mysterious. Why would it be foolish to use a landline over a Mobi?
Because I could not extend the line into my headquarters.
All right, mate. Okay, good effort, though. Thank you.
One thing, though.
Sure.
E-flat for president.
Okay, cheers. 08704 20 20 20. Line 5, hi.
Hello, Tommy. It's Wilfred here.
Any more? Okay, that was a recording of a caller. I haven't heard this guy on Talksport for some time. Have you, Zach? He signs himself Wilfred from County Down. But I've always said I don't believe he's real. I think it's a fake, a voice somebody does. Do you know the guy I mean?
I know exactly the guy I mean.
Yeah. Do you think he's real?
I've spoken to him, and I think he might be. I think he's a strange case. I think he's under the impression that there's more to life than there is. He's got an opinion.
If he's real, he thinks he's a character, and there's nothing worse than somebody who thinks they're a character. But if he's not, he's a quality act. Somebody told me he was a lawyer who lives in Stourbridge, who phones up being this guy Wilfred from County Down. I don't know. I like that idea, I must admit. Because I think sometimes we should spend time as other people. Wouldn't you like to be somebody else? Wouldn't it be a relief not to have to be Zach every day?
Especially tomorrow.
Why is tomorrow?
I just don't like tomorrow.
No.
Monday.
Oh, we all hate Monday.
I'm here, and tomorrow it's...
I know.
It's the drudgery and...
I would like to be a whole range of different people. I would like to be a hired assassin called Wolfgang. I would like to be... No, I would. I'd like to be a barman called Dave, who works in the George and Dragon, just up by the roundabout from me. He doesn't exist. I've made him up in my mind, and I'd love to be him because his life would be quite simple compared to... I think what we crave is a simpler life, and other people's lives look simpler than our own.
They're probably not.
No, they're definitely not. But other people's lives do look simpler than our own. I think that's what we crave, a little bit of. The simple life. Line 3, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo.
Hi, Tommy.
Evening.
It's Vibe here.
Vibe?
Yeah, I've got a message for Ash.
Okay, we'll make a note and pass it on.
I'd just like to say, give her one for me, mate, if, can you get that?
Yeah, thank you.
Right, and one last thing.
Sure.
There's been a lot of audio on the show this evening, hasn't there?
Yes.
And a lot of it's been crap.
True.
Yeah. I'd like to say to the listeners, they're going to put audio on, make sure it's good.
Yes.
And one last thing.
Yeah.
Paul's drinking Coke.
Excellent.
Okay, he wants me to tell you that.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye now.
Did you expect us to get him one in?
I don't know. No idea. Extraordinary thing about the Human Zoo is that I would say 60 to 80% of it on a typical hour is crap. It's beyond me that people love it. Beyond me. And it flies in the face of everything that you pick up when you're a youngster getting into broadcasting. But I'm not going to argue with it because it's, you know, it's what the people who listen and make contributions want. And I get lots of people, it's clear, lots of people regard it as some sort of essential piece of radio, possibly because a lot of it is such garbage. But, you know, fine. That's what they want to do. And praise be to the powers that be at this radio station for saying yes. See where it goes. I think that's courageous. And bless them. And you should say that too as a listener, you know, if you love it. They done good. Line 2, you're on Talksport's Human Zoo. Hey.
Our next stop was a neighborhood known as Little Italy. A criminal investigation seldom follows a straightforward, clear-cut course. This one was obviously no exception. I felt we had to talk with Ralph Price's widow to see how much she knew.
Please go away. Please go away. I don't want to answer any more of your questions.
We're sorry to bother you at a time like this, Mrs. Price. We would have come earlier, but your husband wasn't dead then.
Ralph was such a good man. Who could have done such a horrible thing?
Did he owe any money? Doctor bills, gambling debts, book of the month club?
No, nothing. Just 2 more payments on our solar telescope. Oh, poor Ralph. Do you know what it's like to be married to a wonderful man for 14 years?
No, I can't say that I do. I did live with a guy once, though, but that was just for a couple of years. Usual slurs, rumors, innuendos people didn't understand. Ran him out of town like a common pygmy.
Did he have any enemies?
Well, the Democrats didn't like him.
Sure, he was a physical education major, but he had a mind. He could think. He wasn't all muscle, all body, all sinewy limbs. He got married, you know, later, had 3 kids. Never cared for her. Sent a nice gift, never got a note.
I know this is a long shot, but did he ever eat chop suey?
I know. No, he never did.
That was just a hunch.
I told him she was wrong. And that younger boy, just like his father, football hero. Lived with him for a year. Wasn't the same. Can't go back.
Oh, here's to Leslie Nielsen. That was Leslie Nielsen, wasn't it?
Yes.
Here's to let's drink to Leslie Nielsen. You've got some Turkish coffee there, Zach.
I have.
Good. Leslie Nielsen. May he live forever. What a career. Have you seen the Poseidon Adventure?
I haven't.
He's in that. It's a proper adventure movie. It's a proper disaster movie in which a gigantic ocean liner is hit by a huge tidal wave and turns over.
Ooh.
And everybody in it either dies or finds that they're trapped in this kind of air pocket of upside-downness, and they have to work their way to the bottom of the ship, which is the top of the ship, because it's upside down. Right. And Leslie Nielsen is the captain of this ship. Right, and I saw the Poseidon Adventure when I was about 12, and I thought, oh, good adventure movie. And then saw it again about 5 years later. It was being repeated. And it's Leslie Nielsen. Only this time, having seen him in all the airplane movies and Police Squad and all the rest of it, it's hilarious. Because he does this bit of acting with a pair of binoculars when he sees this tidal wave about the size of the Empire State Building coming at his ship, and he kind of goes, he does a double take. You know, he's got the binoculars up, and he does that thing that they only do in Hollywood, which is he sees something and stiffens. Then he takes the binoculars down, looks at it with his own eyes, then puts the binoculars up against his face and stiffens again. And you was laughing, except you realise that guy's act. Yeah, you know, he means it this time.
Yeah, he's not.
He means it.
His tongue is nowhere near his cheek.
He's a funny man.
Lovely man.
08704 2020, the Human Zoo on Talksport.
The UK's best sports radio station, Talksport. It's a non-stop summer of sport. Wimbledon, the Ryder Cup, the Lions Down Under, the Open, Ascot, racing every day, the Ashes. There's only one place for essential sport on the radio this summer, 10:89 and 10:53 a.m. Talksport.
Over to the sink with kitchen power, across to the worktop, onto the hob. Beautiful cleaning action. Now he picks up the bath power, through to the shower. Look at those taps sparkle, it's amazing! Oh, the light scale's been sent off. That's the most effortless clean I've ever seen.
Shock, bath power and kitchen power, the amazing cleaners made from natural plant extracts, are taking the nation by storm.
I used it on the taps and the stainless steel sink, and they come really sparkly.
Bath power and kitchen power remove lime scale, grime, grease, stains and soap scum with no hard work or your money back. Shock, bath power and kitchen power actually work. Available in leading supermarkets everywhere.
Isn't it a great feeling of freedom when you walk down a beach in your bare tootsies? Well, it's just the same when you call us and feel the freedom of a low-cost loan from Freedom Finance. We'll shop around some of the top lenders to get the very best deals for you. And you get to enjoy a low-cost loan for any purpose. A new car, maybe. A new kitchen, a conservatory, or other home improvement. Perhaps even a well-deserved holiday. But best of all, we could replace all your existing credit and store card commitments and any loans you may have with one affordable regular payment. We might also be able to help if you've had problems getting the right finance elsewhere. In fact, we could actually save you hundreds of pounds, so call Freedom Finance now on 0800 587 87 44. What have you got to lose? Go on, do it now. That's 0800 587 87 44. Or you could visit us online at freedomfinance.co.uk. Secured loans are secured on property. Written quotations available on request. Offer available to homeowners only, not tenants.
On 10:89 and 10:53 a.m., Tommy Boyd on Talk Sport.
.704 2020, the Human Zoo on Talk Sport. Calls live, unscreened and at random. Line 6, you're on, hey.
The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, good looking, so refined. Say, wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to the point. I can pop my cork for every man I see. Hey, big spender, spend a little time with me. Wouldn't you like to have fun? How's about a few laughs? I could show you a good time. Let me show you a good time. The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, good looking, so refined. Wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind?
I want to be Shirley.
Very good, yes. I had an agent once who was Shirley Bassey's agent.
Really?
Yes. And he was inscrutable, this bloke. He was gay, but very camp, but inscrutable. So you never knew what he really meant when he was speaking to you. You could never be sure. Not even when he was dead drunk could you be sure that he was telling you the truth, because he was inscrutable. But whenever anybody mentioned Shirley Bassey, his lip used to curl like Elvis Presley's in this sort of really derisory look he had on his face, and he couldn't stop himself doing it. So although he was their agent, I don't know what it was that went on between them, but obviously they were cat and dog. or something. I don't know. But just do it with your top lip, you know, if I say it to you, right? Okay?
I'll try.
People will come up to you and they go, "Is that right? You're Shirley Bassey's agent?" You go, "Yeah."
like a bad taste.
But shall we change the subject straight away? Something like that.
I've just realised I have very little control over my top lip.
Can you not curl your top lip?
I don't think I can.
You'd never work in Las Vegas.
I don't really want to.
You do. We all want to work in Las Vegas.
I don't know.
You do. Polishing the girls' cowboy boots.
Polishing the girls?
08704 20 20 20 is the number. Line 5, you're live on Talksport's Human Zoo. Hello.
I realised shortly after my 46th birthday that I wasn't going to get a wife, and I'd messed up a couple of chances earlier on in my life. So I decided I'd marry myself. I'd do it alone.
He has declared his marriage by the joining of hands and by the giving and receiving of a ring. I therefore proclaim him husband.
It was really lovely. It was very nice. Sometimes I meet a woman or a young girl I find I get along with well, or might meet and go out sometimes, or meet them at work. And sometimes I think, oh, I could have married her. But I'm really very happy.
Very nice. That's a good idea, isn't it, being able to marry yourself? Because then you'd have to work at yourself in the same way as you have to work at marriage. And a lot of people don't work at themselves. They work at their partner or, you know,
they don't
whatever.
change themselves.
No, but if you were married to yourself, you'd have to work on it. Keep it fresh. Keep it lively. Keep it imaginative in the bedroom.
Now that would be interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's what the sketch was hinting at, but yes, didn't really lay things bare there. Right. This is line 4.
He is God calling. I must say this.
He's going to come in and do something in a minute. Because I thought the music was like setting something up, but I better let it crack on. No, I won't let it crack on. I mean, I'll better let it go. Very nice piece of music, Ride of the Valkyries, I think. Isn't it Wagner? Is it Wagner? I don't know. Is it? Yeah, thank you. Nice. Thank you for that. Line 4. Line 3, your turn. Hello.
Self-expressed, exhausting for all to see and to be what you want and what you need, and the truth unwinding, scraping away at my mind. Please stop asking me to describe it. For one moment, I wish you'd hold your stage with no feelings at all. Open-minded, unsure how I used to be, so free. Just.
Oh. Don't know whether that was ironic or whether that was a bit of heart and soul in that. No idea, really. Did that singer mean that, or was that sort of... I think they did, you know. But I couldn't place it. Did you place it?
No, I couldn't place it. I was moved.
Were you moved?
I was moved.
I was moved a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit.
I think I'd have been more moved had it been sort of, if I'd have been present, as it were, but...
Oh, I wouldn't want to have been present.
But down the line, I didn't quite get
No, I
completely
wouldn't want to have been there wherever he was doing it. Too complicated. I mean, what do you say next? You're in a living room and there's somebody lying on the sofa doing that down the phone. What do you say next?
It'd be easier if he'd just sort of come into a lift and done it.
Can I go and get a biscuit? What do you say? You know, you've got to excuse yourself. I'll go. Yes, I'll put a kettle on. You'll be all right. Shall we see what's on the telly? You know, that sort of thing. Line 1, you're on the Human Zoo. Evening.
One ring to rule them all. One ring to find them. One ring to bring them all. And in the darkness, find them.
What does it mean, Gandalf?
It's only 2 lines of a verse long known in elven lore. 3 rings for the elven kings under the sky. 7 for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone. 9 for mortal men doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie.
Very good. That's Michael Hordern doing a bit from Lord of the Rings, is that?
Lord of the Rings, I believe.
I think it's Lord of the Rings, yes.
Or
nice
the Hobbit.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, that's
I'm glad
another Sunday evening. Charlie
I'm
Wolf.
glad you took that one last call, because I didn't want you to end on that one before, the guy singing. That was horrible.
Well, I don't know. You see, was he? I mean, it was art.
I was
as much as
sick. I was getting sick.
But it made you. I mean, did he mean it, or was he being ironic?
I don't know, but I wanted to call an ambulance. I was feeling like I wanted to stick a fork in my vein.
Was it an expression of some genuine angst, or was he just thinking? Or did he just think?
Oh, if that's the case, go down to the local school and bang your head off a brick wall.
I don't know. I don't know. He sort of started laughing a little bit at the end, so I wasn't sure. But to begin with, I thought this could be poignant. You can't be sure. You see,
it was sardonic.
I don't know. But
I'm glad you didn't end with it, though.
No. Well, no, exactly. No. Much better to end with a little bit of Lord of the Rings. Not that I've ever read it.
It wasn't quite Mr. Levity, was it?
Hello, Mr. Levity. They are good, aren't they? They are the best, I think.
Masters.
Them, Abbott and Costello. I liked your Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin until the penny dropped that Jerry Lewis's act really was based on the idea of people, you know, who are not quite all there. Yeah.
But it was fantastic.
Oh, funny.
He did, you know.
Oh, bloody funny.
No!
Yeah.
That was a great phase. It was a great phase in that game.
Yeah.
I thought that they were an act. They were good.
Rowan and Martin weren't very funny themselves, were they?
No.
But it was a great TV show.
Laughing, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, I saw a clip. Dennis Norton was doing that laughter file of his, and he had a clip from what I thought one of the all-time great women comedians.
Yes.
Carol Burnett.
Yes.
Sketch comedian. Yeah.
Yes.
And the team that she had, which was a woman named Vicki Lawrence.
Yep.
I forget her main sidekick. What was his name? But Tim Conway.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Conway. Did you have McHale's Navy over here? Did it ever make it on the side of the ground?
No.
Okay. He played the bumbling ensign on McHale's Navy, but he's a fantastic sketch comic and a great character actor. Tim Conway. Very good comedian. Anyway, wow, we're off to a flying start. I just feel like I'm feeling energy for it.
Yeah, good, isn't it? Yeah, I'm looking forward to your show. I know you haven't got anything lined up because you like to play it by ear, especially on a Sunday night, Monday morning.
Well, I got a couple of very interesting things. I was talking with a lady friend of mine tonight, and we were talking about religious rights, Jewish religious rights.
Yeah.
And some really strange. What were you? Are you Catholic, CSE?
I'm an agnostic. I'm all
I mean, what did you grow up in?
Oh, Methodist.
Methodist.
Thought I was
Did you
Methodist.
guys have any really strange sort of? Because we were thinking. She was telling me. I don't think I've ever heard about this. Supposedly, in the Jewish faith, there's something about making love between through a hole in the sheet. You're not supposed to touch each other for some reason. And there's a sheet between the two of you with a hole in the sheet.
Well, all I would say is it would explain something between that happened with a girlfriend of mine the first night I went back to her place that had me very confused because there was a hole in the sheet.
Oh, really?
And I couldn't work out what that was all about, whether she'd caught it with her toenails, in which case she ought to have clipped them, shouldn't she?
Yes.
Or whether, like, she just, wasn't very house proud.
Yeah.
So maybe she was Jewish.
So I don't know. Maybe if there's anybody that's a bit more up on the Jewish stuff than I am, I'd love to hear. And also maybe there's Catholic and C of E type rites, really strange sort of religious rites.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So stuff like that. Would love to hear about.
08704 2020. Charlie's your man. This is Talksport.
On 1089 and 1053 AM, Talk Sport. On the hour, sports updates and headline news from the Sky News Centre.
It's 1 o'clock. I'm Harold George. The